Well, here we go again. Hi guys, this is another SkyTour livestream. Welcome. This is SkyTour livestream for December 23rd, 2019. And as promised, tonight we're doing the wide field view. We've got the 5-inch rich field refractor on the telescope. It's actually mounted on the telescope with everything else. And we're going to be able to check out, let me show it to you here. Well, you can barely see it, but it's actually behind here, behind the telescope. The main barrel of the telescope isn't even open. We have the secondary telescope is up and running. And that's what we've got going on here, so it's really kind of cool. I want to say hi to Pops and Daisy and Zoe just popped in. D. Smith and Neutrino, how are you? Welcome to SkyTour Livestream. Now you may wonder what it is we're looking at right here. I have a feeling that I should just show you. So I'm going to do a 15-second shot here of this object. And when you see it, you'll get an idea of how the wide field works. Keep in mind, this object filled our view with the last, when we look through the main telescope. But with this telescope, all right, check out what we've got. Okay, so any second now, and there we go. So now you can see what we're looking at. This is the famous double cluster in Perseus. Look at all the extra real estate we have. We have so much extra that we can see right here, right? This is typically when we use the large telescope. Let's figure it out. Let's see. It's about like this, maybe just a little bit smaller. Okay, it's between this and this. Okay, but with this, we actually have a view like this. So it's really great. We've got a lot around it. I want to say hi to Katie Q and D. Smith. I said hi to you. I think Charles Smar. What's happening? We've got a great night. It was actually cloudy earlier, and I'm taking advantage of what is supposed to be a long break in the clouds. So let's give it a go, right? So we're actually
hi, everybody. Introduce me, Mark.
I'm sorry. I was just getting to it. And as I was going to say, and so before we get going, I wanted to let you know that I have Daryl with me tonight, and he is here now. And I want to just say happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all of you. We're a couple days away from that, but still, it's coming up soon.
Say happy birthday, Daryl.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. You know, you keep jumping on my lines here. Because I'm trying to, I got it written right in front of me. You want me to show you the note? It says,
no.
All right, well, I was going to say to everybody, wish Daryl a happy birthday, because today is his birthday. There you go. D. Smith checked in. Nicely done. So well, I spent some time out in the dome earlier before calling Daryl to actually check out this object and make sure that we're looking at looking at it with optimum focus and stuff, and we're doing pretty good. We actually have it's pretty good, so I'm really happy with this. So it really is pretty. Now if we were to look at this in black and white, this is what we would see. Okay, if we took pictures, this is what this is what I grew up with, taking black and white photos. With the addition of color, we get to actually do some interesting things. We can actually see the color of the stars finally. So it's pretty cool, And with Nebulae, we can shift some of the background colors and actually helps us see them better. But I'll tell you in a minute what what else we're gonna do. But that said, let's go back to what it was, so that we can move on to the next object up for bids and the price is right. So here we go. Hey Justin. So this is the double cluster with the wide angle. We're again with the 5-inch rich field refractor mounted on the telescope. And as I said, let me just get you to it. You can see the 5-inch refractor right here. I'm trying to zoom in for you. It's going down the back side of the telescope here. It's hard to see. It's just a big pile of equipment out there. However, it really works well, and we're going to be checking it out some more. Now, we have our area up here. This is our view. The sky is spun around a little bit, so it seems a little weird, and that's just only because the telescope kind of swapped around. What I'd like to do is show you, first of all, this is Cassiopeia up here. Okay, here's the W, okay, of Cassiopeia. All right, and we're currently down here looking at the double cluster, but I want to take us up to this little area right here near the star Navi. And we're going to go there, and you'll watch. These are the live view here. You'll see the stars zip across the screen as we move. Okay, so here we go, and there they go. So now the telescope is moving, and you'll see star streaks go by, and then we're going to home in on Navi. And when we get to Navi, the reason that we're doing this is because I want to show you this amazing nebula that is hiding right next to Navi. It's called the Gamma Cass Nebula, and it is a fascinating location. It's actually interesting because it is an emission nebula region, and if I recall, I think this is Navi right here, so I have to just bring us up a little like this. I think that's good enough, and then we'll just pop it over a little, and now we'll do 20 seconds at 25,600 ISO. Hey Daily Side, how are you? Do, how you doing, Do? I like to say hello to each and every person that comes in. Hey, Tasmaniac, what's going on, brother? It's so good to see you. Oh, yeah, look at that. You can see this beautiful nebula right here. It's fairly obvious. And what I'll do is, just to give you an idea how easy it is to see, I'm just going to pop us into the editor for 1 minute and just kind of work on it a little for you, just so you can see it. First things first, we're going to do some color correction on it to try and show you this. We're actually going to change the color temperature of the background to make it look a little bit more like it should. And that'll immediately help. Okay, not so immediately. I have to actually take the contrast and play with it first. And then maybe reduce some of the others. There you go. Now you can see it right there. Very fascinating little nebula. And I like the fact that this nebula is something that we can capture with this telescope. Taz is wishing you a happy birthday, Daryl.
Back and forth.
Did you see that Taz wished you a happy birthday?
I just did, yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is all the nebula here. You can see it, and really is a really neat looking nebula. Let me bring out some more. This is just a one shot, remember? Okay, so that's even clearer. And now, let's do this. Wow. Okay, I didn't want to. Just make an adjustment. Very cool. There's so many stars. One thing to notice. Look at how many stars there are. It just there's hundreds of stars visible, per cubic, per unit distance, I should say, in our view. This global red color is the Gamma Cass nebula that you're looking at here. Hello, Ronald.
Oh, the ghost of Cassiopeia, or whatever they call it.
Is that here?
When you have a moment, can you look at that on Stellarium?
Sure. Let's go do that. So we're gonna bring that up here. Okay. And where is that? Is that down here? We have the Pac-Man Nebula down here.
Gamma Cass is the one in the middle of the W, if I remember right.
It is. That's the one. And where's the ghost?
Okay. Huh? If you could zoom in some, they call the whole thing Gamma Cass Nebula, I believe, and the brightest part is called the ghost. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we saw that. We have that. We captured that. That's what I was pointing out here. Let me just go there. Okay, here is the ghost right there. You see it?
Barely.
Yeah. Well,
That's one I think benefits probably from stacking a real deep exposure.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I sent you an APOD image of this. It was back around or just after Halloween, I think.
Yep.
Really striking image, but it looks like you got to go really deep with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could actually see the ghosts.
Very cool.
Look like guys under red sheets.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, we just did a 20-second photo, so that's pretty good.
Sure.
The new telescope will be able to do many minutes-long photos without worrying about anything at all. So I'm looking forward to that. And when I put this telescope on the new machine, oh wow. Gosh, I mean, I'm stunned to think of what we might see.
Your new telescope, will you set it up at your Connecticut Observatory? Will it mount on your present pier?
Absolutely, I've got it all. I've got it all set up to do that. So I just have to make the cutover. I'll probably do that right after the holidays.
Okay.
Because I've got to get it ready, up and running, make sure that everything works on it before I take it down.
Sure.
And bring it out to Arizona.
Sure. Well, I guess what I was wondering, I know you're the new 10-inch f8 is new compared to your present 10-inch f6.3 here.
Yes.
And going from a mead to another mead, I just wondered for sure whether they had the same bolt pattern in the base, I guess you would say.
Yeah, they do. I've already confirmed all that.
Very good.
Yep. I shouldn't have any surprises. I even bought I brought a new electronic focuser for it.
Oh boy.
I got a new UHC-S for it. I got
wow.
Yeah, I got a new X wedge for it. I don't have the pier yet. but I'll
That's
have
downtown.
yeah,
Are you going to have a rich field on top of it also in Arizona?
absolutely.
Okay, so what? You need to get like at least 3 more cameras then?
1, 2, 3, yes, because I want to have 2 in each observatory. I've got 1 right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I need 3
Wow.
more cameras. Yep.
The tail grows in the telling.
Yeah, and I'm building circuitry to control the power to all the systems so that I don't have to use batteries ever. That's kind of important.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. This is.
Can hardly wait.
I know, me either. I cannot wait. I don't want to wait. Let's see if we can try something here. I'm going to do 30 seconds at 40,000 for this nebula. Let's see what we get here. Let's 2 more stops. We go up and we go up on the sensitivity and up on the exposure time. That's 2 stops in camera talk. Hey there, Brandy. Welcome to SkyTour LiveStream for December 23rd, 2019. We're doing a 30-second exposure of an amazing nebular region.
Who is Brandy?
She's the one whose name is barely readable.
Oh, I see it. Oh, God, I thought that was Cyrillic first. I guess it's supposed to look like Cyrillic.
Isn't it great?
Okay, I copy.
Okay, now look at this. Now you can see this a lot better. And it's a little brighter in the sky because it's just brighter, but you can actually see a little better how this is looking. And I can get rid of it, tone down all that brightness. I can get rid of that. It's just really cool. Actually, the one thing that we saw that only, I think I mentioned this yesterday, that only 5 other groups on the Earth caught at the same time was we actually, during the lunar eclipse in January, we caught the meteor striking the moon. So yeah, our data went into the pile of 5 other sets of data, but around the whole world, only 5 people saw it hit and got it on film, and so to speak. We got it on our stream. Tom Brown, hey, welcome. Yeah, I don't know if they showed our footage or somebody else's. It doesn't matter. There's only 5 of us that caught it. So what's really sad is P&K were watching it too, and Paul for P&K had just pulled off of that spot on the moon, just pulled away when it happened, you know. Yeah, so that's terrible. See, here's the ghost here, Daryl. See it?
I see it, yes.
Yeah. All right, so let me take us out of this for a minute and get us to another place. I want to take us. We're gonna come out of Gamma Cass. All right, and tonight's a beautiful night to go for clusters. Hey, just wait till we look at the Orion Nebula with this thing. Oh. We're going to try the Horsehead, Orion Nebula, Flame Nebula, and Horsehead in the same shot. That's going to be beautiful, hopefully. But there's a couple others I want to show you. See, we know the double cluster. We saw that. But how about this? We're going to look at the Heart Nebula and the Soul Nebula. So here's a live view. So watch the stars go as we go. And now I'm going to tell the telescope to move. I did, and now, boom, there it goes. Heads off in the direction of the Heart Nebula. You'll see the telescope icon coming into view. There it is. All right, telescope's lining up on the Heart Nebula. And we're getting it right there. So when I come over here now, we can see the stars that make up the heart. So I'm going to do 20 seconds at 40,000 right here, just to see how it looks. Oh, Carolina. You know what? I was concerned it was going to be. Hey, Tara. I was concerned it was going to be cloudy here too, and it was, but then it cleared up. So the sky is going to be a little bit rough, but we'll try. KDQ, what I was saying about the moon was we captured a meteorite hitting the moon. We saw a meteor hit the moon, made a big flash. Okay, now this is pretty. Check this out. What do you think of that, Daryl?
Whoops. Sorry, I'm on the wrong screen.
Okay.
Oh, that's very nice.
Now, this is the heart, yeah. And now, don't worry about the brightness. We're going to take care of that. We're also going to go for the Rosette tonight. We're going to look at the Rosette if it stays clear. Orion has to come up more, and it's 9 o'clock now. The Rosette probably won't be in position till at least 10 o'clock, 10:30. I don't think, maybe not, but we may not be able to get to it. But we will do our best. It's really pretty. Okay, I did already process all the photos from yesterday, and I'll make sure they go up. But here's the Heart Nebula, guys, and this is really quite a extensive nebula. Right, you see this diffuse nebula right near this cluster of young stars. Well, it was born. That cluster was born in that diffuse nebula. Right, this up here, this has actually got a name of its own. It's called the Fishhead Nebula. Why? I can't tell you. I don't know. But, we see things there that are kind of cool. Let me just drop us into the editor and try and see if I can refine this here for you.
Again, I like the wide field views.
Yeah, they're really pretty. They're so nice.
What did you image last night that I missed your stream? I apologize for missing, by the way.
That's okay. I figured you were asleep. Oh, you were actually.
I was downloading and installing one of those cursed updates
for Windows 10,
and it took half the night.
Yeah, we imaged. Let's see, the Rosette. We imaged a bunch of things. I can actually tell you what we imaged here. I can go tell you. Okay, we imaged the Running Man, the Rosette, the Monkey Head, the Flame, the Crab, and then there's a Smiling Cat Nebula or Angry Cat Nebula, one or the other. And I imaged that too because I'd never seen it before, and that looked pretty cool. Oh. Yeah, it was neat.
Please share when you get results back.
I'm going to. Yes, sir.
Super.
Absolutely. Okay, so I will be taking care of that. And now here, see for this now, there's a lot of red in this nebula, as you can see. So we want to actually accentuate that and pull it out. So what we do is we don't do that per se, but we want to take a little bit of this, and let's go and try and do this. And with that's pretty cool. Look at that. You see some beautiful intricacy in the clouds there down here. Gosh. This would make a beautiful stacked image, let me tell you, if I just do a few of these, wouldn't you say?
Uh-huh.
Yep. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so I won't do this now. I'm going to actually, take advantage of the fact that people are here to check all of the different things. And we'll go down here to the Soul Nebula now. And let's just go here. So we're going to run the telescope over here now. You see the stars race away at breakneck speed, only to come to a screeching halt just a few degrees away. And now we have the Soul Nebula. The Christmas tree, yes, we will, actually. That's another good one to image tonight, Carolina. So we're going to do that too. All right, so we come over here, and let's see here. Bring this up, and bring this up. Okay, let's try 20 seconds at 40,000 on the Soul Train. Actually, this is the Soul Nebula. Heart and Soul. So let's go. So we're actually, we're here, and we're actually floating around in this circumpolar constellation. All right, and if you want to know which circumpolar constellation, it's actually inside Cassiopeia. And it's ready, so let's go check it out. The easy bake oven is done. Let's see what we got. Wow, there's the Soul. Look at this. Holy cow. You'll notice many more stars here. You can see the Soul Nebula just wanders all throughout this view. This is all nebula. This is just beautiful. So, hold on 1 second. Okay. Had to just take care of a little business. So, dude's messing with you? What'd he do?
I think he wants to spank me.
Ugh. Does he realize that would be not good for him to do that?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. So yeah, so this is the Soul Nebula. It's beautiful. And we're just going to do a compendium of all the objects, and then we'll decide what we want to come back and check out in more detail.
Pardon me for just a second.
Yeah. Okay, so when we look here in Cassiopeia, there's so many things to see, you know. And let's see if we can get to this guy. This is the Wizard Nebula. The Wizard Nebula is really pretty too.
Taz said one of us needs to blow their nose. He didn't say which, so I went ahead and muted and blew mine at any rate.
Okay, it wasn't me.
Well, hopefully it wasn't me, but just to be on the safe side.
Was it the other guy? Wait, there is no other guy.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be polite.
Okay. All right, so here's the Wizard Nebula that we're sitting over, and looks like we are okay with the telescope. We'll find out. So let's go find out what the Wizard Nebula looks like at 40,000 ISO for 20 seconds. I found that when you look at things in the wide-angle view, you can actually see them far better to your eye before processing than when you're looking at the main scope. The main scope captures more detail, but you have to be able to process it to see it in detail. We don't do that. And look at that. Look at this. Here's the Wizard. Wow.
Wow, cool.
That actually has a tremendous structure to it that we've not seen before. I think that we also want to do this. There we go. That looks like the Wizard I remember. Yeah, look at that. Let me see if I can just process a little on that. I'm not pulling it into Photoshop at all at this point because it's only one photo. But maybe if we do this. See if we can enhance that nebula. Yeah, that sort of does, doesn't it? It's sort of enhancing the nebula, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's really nice. So now let's go back. Let's actually pull out some of the detail in the background. Okay, and then let's try to level the playing field in the background sky here, which is not necessarily 100% accurate. It's just to try and get a little more out of it. Yeah. Too much. This sounds like a Charlie Brown Christmas, doesn't it, right here?
It does.
Yeah. Hey, Lucy, how are you?
Shut up, blockhead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty. That's really nice. Yeah. So, just by doing some preliminary stuff on the one shot, we can see that there's a tremendous amount of detail that we're capable of capturing here. This is the Wizard Nebula. Look at that. Amazing, amazing stuff. And look at the sheer number of stars. We're in the winter sky, too. So, you got to think, wow, why are there so many stars? We're actually technically looking away from the galactic center. And we are. Orion is sort of looking away from the galactic center as well. And then as we leave Orion and head more toward the north, we're looking farther away from the galactic center. So it's amazing. Hey, David Byrne, how are you? Sorry it's overcast there. But you know what? It's not overcast for you here. So hang with us and we'll keep you going. Alright, so where are we now? We are at the Wizard Nebula. And let me pull away here. I've never tried looking. I want to look for the cocoon. I want to look for the elephant's trunk. I want to do all these things. What do you say to that? This might be doable. Let's try the elephant's trunk, okay? Let me try that. All right, D, you got a deal. All right, so now let's do 20 seconds here on the elephant's trunk and see what we can do with this object. It's a little bit in the lower part of the sky for us, but why not try it, right? I would be remiss if I didn't try it. Oh, that's interesting. I actually can see part of it. Very interesting. Oh man, this telescope is gonna just perform unbelievably in Arizona. I can see it. Oh my gosh. Yes, it will. Beautiful stars. The light color, by the way, the background is due to the fact that I'm doing long exposures, and there's some LED lighting in the sky. The light pollution, and so that's what the blue is. But believe it or not, this is not bad for what it is, but that's why we're leaving and going to Arizona where we don't have that. Yes, sir. You see more of it over here. Wow, this is just a huge nebula, so it's hard to even be able to tell you what you're looking at because you'd have to see it. Okay. Now. Oh, I want to go down there. Yeah, I want everything. Yeah, I want everything, guys. What can I say? I'm bad. Alright, let's try the Cocoon, shall we? If I recall, the Cocoon is kind of small, isn't it? Daryl, you there, right?
Yeah.
I was saying
The Cocoon is small?
Isn't it?
I don't remember.
Alright.
Here, I'm thinking Cocoon was in, we had this conversation the other night, I think. I'm probably thinking of something else.
Okay. Alright, so here we go. Now, let's do this exposure and see what we get. So this is supposed to be the Cocoon Nebula, and let's see how it looks. I remember looking for the Cocoon in the past. Well, there it is.
Ta-da!
It's small, but like I thought. But it's very visible. Check it out. That's pretty. It was dead center, too. Wow. That's really pretty. Wow, that's something else. These are things that you just don't see. So the Cocoon is another location where stars are being formed. Obviously, it's red because the hot star in the middle of the Cocoon Nebula is emanating a lot of ultraviolet light. And that ultraviolet light hits the electrons of the hydrogen atoms, which are predominantly the gas around the nebula, and the electrons are bounced off the atom in a process that we've called ionization. And then the electrons spontaneously get attracted back into the atom, so the energy they gain to leave the atom has to be given up when they go back in. And when they give that energy up, that energy they give up is a specific wavelength or color, basically, and that color happens to be red, so it causes a nebula to glow. You know, hydrogen gas glows from the ultraviolet radiation exciting those electrons. Really something. It's really, really pretty. So I think that's a beautiful nebula. Yes, sirree. And I'm already thinking I cannot wait until I can see this nebula through different eyes. You know, but that's the Cocoon. I don't know if you realize it, but we actually are really close to Cygnus, the swan, because it's setting, you see. But we can't actually go much farther down than that because we're not going to be able to see much below that part of the horizon. So I think that's really kind of a beautiful view that we got there, the Cocoon. Luckily, I'm pretty pleased that we got a good view of that. Yeah, that's an H2 region. So what else did we talk about doing tonight, Daryl? We talked about getting a few other things. I want to come back. I think we wanted to go into Cepheus and maybe do some looks in there.
Yeah. Well, that's the usual slide across the north.
Yeah.
Kind of following the top of the summer Milky Way over into the winter Milky Way.
Yep.
From above Deneb and
yep.
Cygnus over into Cepheus and Cassiopeia and
yep.
Eventually on to Gemini, I bet, and then back
yep.
down to Orion. Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that's going to be a good plan. So here, okay, we have this guy here, which we're going to look at. I like to watch and check out the Iris Nebula when I can. This is a beautiful little nebula that is the interesting nebula. It's a cluster associated with nebulosity, as they call it, but it's actually a reflection nebula. And we want to check it out, so I want to make sure that we can catch it. So we're coming up, okay, across. Oh, we've got dome. I can see that we have dome. That's what this red is. That's okay. I'm okay to move the dome. Can you cover me for a second while I go do that?
Sure.
Because we're going to have to do it anyway as we move our way back toward Orion.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. You got to put up with me for a couple of minutes. Anything you all would like to see tonight? I'm lagging terribly. It's cloudy here too. It got very warm again today. It's supposedly got into the mid-60s the last 2 days, but it's cloudy, and the clouds kind of hold the heat in here after dark. It was still in the 40s when I got up early this morning, and we're going to stay warm tomorrow too, I believe. Start going downhill for Christmas. What's everybody want for Christmas? Santa Claus got me, well, it was birthday, but got me a new coffee maker, so yay for that. Love coffee. And I heard Santa's getting me a new memory foam mattress. Whoopee. What do you want for Christmas? I guess Mark got his new telescope for Christmas. Susie, I was about to ask Mark about Andromeda. We went by it in Stellarium a couple of minutes ago. He's probably, I don't know if he'll be able to catch it in the slot of the observatory dome or not. We can try to ask him when he gets back. Ronald, I'm sure he's switched the UHFS filter over with the camera and just set it on the refractor instead of the reflector. Goodness, I wonder if there's an issue with the telescope.
What's the matter?
Oh, I see you on your dome cam. You're looking at the telescope with a flashlight. Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, I was actually trying to capture. I was trying to see what was going on because the telescope's making a strange noise. But I don't think it's anything other than the strain on the drive at that point. But I think we can do a 20-second shot here. This sounds like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Hello, neighbor. Meteor. Alright, let's see now. This will be the Iris Nebula. Oh yeah, that's the Iris. You don't need that higher magnification here. I should say ISO. So I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to drop down from 40,000. I'm going to go down to 25.6 and do another shot of the iris. It's right there. That's the star buried in a nebulous detail. And if we go back and look at the iris, let's bring it up here. Okay, here you see it's very bright, but it's in a nebula. And that nebula will actually become clearer as I lower the background brightness a bit, like this. There you go. Now you can see it. It's a reflection nebula that's inside. Let me just kind of isolate it for you. It's a reflection nebula. And you'll notice, interestingly, there's no stars around here, right? You don't see stars. So it's not an area where there's no stars. There's actually nebula here that you cannot see, and it's blocking the more distant stars, which is why you see this like this. So
I see what you mean, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then as ever, we have our ubiquitous red dwarf stars. The longer you look in the image, the more you'll see. There's one right here. Okay, there's one down here. They're sprinkled all throughout the cosmos. There's one here, one there, one there. There's some on the verge of visibility here. Yeah, so that's the iris, and that's the wide field view. The close-up view is, like I said, it's more like about like, not like this, by about just about like that in the main scope. It looks like that. But I like seeing the wide-angle views because only in the wide-angle view can you actually detect that we're looking at nebulous detail here that's blocking the background stars. Pretty cool, you know? Hey there, Susie Cat. How you doing? Is Susie Cat saying that she's buffering? Daryl?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I was typing something.
Okay.
Ronald was asking if knew offhand what the field of view of was with your 10-inch compared to the 5-inch refractor.
I do. I do indeed. I will show you. I think... Okay, let me bring up Stellarium because I actually had I have a calculation here. This is the 10-inch field of view. Okay? And if I recall, this guy, if I do that guy, and then this guy, does that give it me? No, it doesn't give it to me. Okay, I was trying to figure out, there's a way to actually get that to show exactly what's, there's a way to get that to show the field. I don't know why it's not.
Amanda's here in chat.
She is? All right, cool.
Thank you, Amanda. Yes, they did.
Oh, she must have asked if they wished you a happy birthday.
Yeah.
You want to bring her in? Does she want to come in?
I don't know. Would you like to come in, Amanda?
Amanda is the other, person that's been a co-host from the very beginning of SkyTour LiveStream. So if she wants in, she has first dibs. And if she says you got to go, Daryl, then you're going to have to go. But I don't want you to go.
Okay. I'll try to be good.
Yeah, right? If she wants in, I'll bring her in. Okay, so now we did this, and let's find out now if we can see one. Let's look around here. That's the North Star.
She said maybe for a little while she'd come on.
Okay.
She has presents to wrap.
Oh, okay. Well,
Do you want to bring her in? You want me to bring her in?
do you know how?
Let's see if I remember.
Okay, let's watch Daryl do it. You can do it. I'm sure you can. Yeah, we can't see those. Those are a little low. Those are too low. But I think it's time for us to start heading. You are there. Good.
I'm here.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, happy birthday, Daryl.
Yes, we.
Thank you.
I hope everyone's been wishing him well and embarrassing him a little.
Oh.
Mark,
Yes.
have you? Have you been embarrassing him a little for me?
No, I haven't embarrassed him. Why would I do that?
Because I'm not here to do it.
I'm not going to embarrass Daryl. Daryl's an integral part of everything that we do. So why would I embarrass someone like that?
Because we love him.
Just by telling him he's an integral part of us, he gets embarrassed. So that does it, right?
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
I think you should be allowed to open something from the box. There's a few things in that box. You can open one of them today.
Which box?
The big brown box.
The big box?
Yeah.
Oh, the one with the blue writing on it?
Yeah.
I will, if I can remember. I haven't opened anything yet.
Aww.
Yeah. Well, the pink one my sister sent me, I have it here, but I haven't opened it yet.
Did you send him something, Amanda? Is that what you're saying?
I did.
Oh.
I sent him a few little things because today's his birthday and then in 2 days is Christmas, so a little mix between.
He got gypped, you know.
Thank you, dear. I'll open it here in a while, after a while.
No,
Maybe
not after
after the
midnight,
show.
though.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true. We have a little time.
No. Good. Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm looking at the.
Happy Christmas, Taz.
I'm looking at the altitudes. Yeah, these things are pretty high up. I may have to run out to the dome again. Just to spin it. Okay. Because I know that someone asked for the Christmas tree cluster. So I'd like to show that because it's Christmas. And Amanda likes those kind of overlaps, you know?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Christmas tree cluster on Christmas.
You got it.
Hi, Rockstar.
Hey, Rock. How are you?
Hi, Rock.
All right. It's also got the Cone Nebula. So, all right. Well, I'm going to send the telescope there, and we can watch it go. And then I'll run out to move the dome because I know the dome is not facing the proper direction right now. When it's a roll-off roof, this will not be a problem at all. I sometimes curse the fact that I didn't do a roll-off roof to begin with, but it's okay. All right, so here we go. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. There goes the telescope. Spinning around. Yeah, you see dome now. Those little squares, if you can see those little blue squares are showing up. The telescope is having parts of it identified by the cameras that are spinning around. That's what those blue squares are.
Mowing a lawn in December. Crazy.
Well. Okay. I'm going to go move the scope. I'll be right back. I mean, the dome. I'll be right back. Amanda, you going to stick around with us?
I'll stay for a bit, yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back.
I'm going to go grab that box as soon as he gets back, Amanda.
Hey.
You got me all fired up now.
I should have mentioned something when we spoke earlier, too, because I was thinking it all day.
Yes.
You grab a random gift and have a present.
So
It's all Christmas wrapping paper, but we can pretend.
it's fine. Sure. So I can have one out of the big brown box with the blue writing.
Yes.
Oh, okay. As soon as Mark comes back, I'll go grab it.
Okay, or you can have the one in the Target box. I don't know why it's a Target box, because I didn't order it off Target. I don't even know if we have a Target around here.
I thought that was off eBay or something.
I did. I ordered something off eBay. I don't know why it's in a Target box.
Huh.
And I'm assuming here. I'm assuming. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, as soon as Mark comes back, I'll go grab the big box and open it and close my eyes and take out one item, if that's good enough.
Okay.
You're so nice.
Aww.
Isn't she nice, everybody? She's the best.
I know.
Everything's better with Amanda.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you, dear.
Well, I think I told most of the people. I think it was on Mark's stream, not Bill's. I can't remember whose stream it was on, but Daryl got me a beautiful weighted blanket. I almost roasted last night. I had to throw it off like 3 times, but then I got cold and I put it over me, and oh my god. It's just like a wall falling on me. I love it.
Well, I hope it helps. It's like getting a big hug, help you sleep.
It was night. Well, I just got home. Actually, I went to see a screening of It's a Wonderful Life, and I just got home and saw that you guys were streaming, so I jumped over, and I was cold when I got home, and I got right under that blanket for a few minutes, and man, it was hard getting out to come back down to wrap presents. 15 pounds, David. 15-pound weighted blanket, so. Because I can sleep, no problem. I can sleep during the day. Not a problem. Anytime. I can go for hours. But at night, I toss and turn, well, until the morning, basically. So, hopefully this will keep me pinned down from tossing and turning all night. And
Oh, you're talking about the blanket?
yeah, and my legs haven't been bothering me as much, so.
That's fantastic.
Good. Good. Well, may it serve you well.
I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Mark's back. I'm going to be gone for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Did you have a good day, Amanda?
I did. I was just telling everyone I just got back from It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
And I went to the Sound of Music last night. Oh my god.
That was good too, I hope.
Oh my god. Everybody, well, except for me because I didn't know the songs, but everybody sang every single song. The whole entire theater was singing along because we had where the words came up on the screen during the songs.
Okay.
And everybody sang.
The hills are alive.
It came with a little instructional. I don't know if you guys have all seen The Sound of Music. That last night, that was the second time I'd seen the movie.
Really?
That's why I didn't know any of the songs. Yeah, but I went for the experience,
Yeah.
And they had a little piece of paper that they handed out when you walked into the theater, and it said things that you might want to do throughout the movie. Okay. And it was like every time the captain whistles, Wolf whistle back at the screen. And everyone was doing it. And then every time Rolf comes on screen, bark like a dog. And people were doing that. And the best one, every time the Nazis show up, you boo.
Oh, that's
it was so much fun. And everyone, they clapped after every song. They were cheering. There was one scene where
that's wonderful.
There's a swastika flag hanging from the captain's house.
Yeah.
And everyone booed when they saw it, and he pulled it down and he ripped it in half, and the whole place cheered. I was like, oh my god, where am I? It was so much fun. Oh my god.
That's so cool.
It's not like it's my favorite movie or anything, and I would have sang, but I didn't know the tunes to them all,
Yeah.
So it was, oh my god, I loved it. It was so much fun.
Wow. Did you ever watch Man in the High Castle?
No.
Me? Hello?
Well, anyone. Yeah, Man in the High Castle is a series on TV, and crunch. And what the heck are you doing?
I'm opening a present.
Oh.
It's beautiful, Amanda. It's bubble wrap. It's just what I always wanted. Thank you. Oh, golly, what is it?
It's a bubble wrap.
It's a hat. It's a hat.
Oh,
Thank
you
you.
picked a little one.
Huh?
You picked a little one?
Darn it. Sorry.
That's all right.
Probably somebody calling me. Say happy birthday.
So you hung up on them?
It's I did. Oh, it's
I
a
thought it
moose.
was two beeps.
Well, listen, the reason I asked you about Man in the High Castle before, Amanda, was because the song for Man in the High Castle is the credit song, the opening title, it's called, is Edelweiss, which is one of the songs in Sound of Music. You know, Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me. Soft and white, clean and bright, you look happy to see me. You know,
Holy cow.
blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. That's the song.
Yay! Yay, Mark!
What? I was just telling you the song.
I don't know the words to that song.
Oh,
But it's a pretty song. It makes me sad. It's a very sad song.
Yeah, it's a pretty song though. Let me just mention, by the way, to everyone watching who's wondering, this is actually the Christmas tree cluster up here, and the Cone Nebula is down here, and then over here is something we've seen before. This is Hubble's Variable Nebula, all in the same field of view. So that's pretty cool.
Good thing I answered the phone a second time. That was my sister calling.
Oh!
Oh, so happy birthday. Amanda, thank you. I got a beanie hat and
A toque.
a moose.
No, it's a,
Okay,
he was just a little something I threw in the toque.
the beanie head is the
The
toque.
moose is good.
It's Canadian.
The moose is perfect. Thank you. I'm going to set him up there by my Sailor Moon
Take
doll.
off to the great white north. Take off. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was toque. That's where the
Mackenzie Brothers.
you got it.
I'm sorry, Mark. Carry on. Don't let me interrupt you.
No, that's fine. No, look there. I was just saying. Here's the Christmas tree cluster with a cone, and then down here is the Hubble's Variable Nebula, all in one shot.
I see it, yes.
Yeah, really pretty.
Super.
Yeah, so that's pretty. We might. We're having such a fun time with nebulae tonight that I'm just skipping all over the sky. Let's see. See, we got Hubble's Variable Nebula, and then down here we have the Rosette. Should we try the Rosette too?
Yes.
You betcha.
Sure.
We got it yesterday, and it'd be cool to try it again. So we're just gonna go here. You watch the stars move. The live view is here, and this is our planetarium view. And you'll see the cluster coming into view. That's it right here. That's the center of the Rosette Nebula. It really kind of belies what's behind because you don't see it. Alright, so what we do is we just make sure we're stopped. And we're going to lock in and do a 20-second shot at 25,600. And
I have a crazy question.
all right, go.
How far away would we have to put a mirror to be able to see our own galaxy?
How far away would we have to put a mirror to see our own galaxy?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. How far out would we have to go?
Yeah.
Well, if it was just a flat plate mirror, then you would have to go out, depending on the size of the mirror. Wow, look at the Rosette. You can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
You'd have to go out about, it depends on the size of the mirror, because you would have
Do
to...
we know how big our galaxy is?
Well, sure. We have a rough idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very true that we don't have a way to see our whole galaxy. So we would have to go out quite a distance, actually. Probably have to go out. It depends on the size of the mirror. You know, if it's a flat plate mirror and not a curved
Well, not
mirror.
even a mirror. I mean, if we took a rocket ship, how far would we have to be away to look back and actually see our entire galaxy.
Oh.
Is kind of what I'm getting at. To see our entire galaxy, where would we have to be in the universe?
Well, we would have to go up about... If we went, like, up the north galactic pole, toward the north galactic pole, like the galaxy is a flat plane, and north-south go up to the top and to the bottom, and it's arbitrary, but what would we see? Well, we would have to go up probably about 50,000 light years, maybe 60,000, 80,000, to be able to catch the entire galaxy in a downward view. I mean, you got to... I'm assuming, obviously, you take pictures with a wide-angle shot, and then you can actually capture the entire galaxy. You might miss a few of the globular clusters because they're objects that are in what's called the halo. But they are not anything to be concerned with, because we know that, there's several hundred of those, and we won't miss them. So it's all right. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to go to...
So, I mean, we can see the entire
32,000.
Andromeda galaxy. How far away is that?
Well, that's 2 million light years, but it's also only about 4 degrees, 5 degrees in the sky. So if you want to see it even more, you want to see our galaxy that size, well, then we would have to go about 1 million light years away. Because our galaxy is smaller than the Andromeda galaxy by far. The Andromeda galaxy has close to 1 trillion stars, and we're probably looking at 100 billion, maybe 400 billion at the highest end. Wow. Look at that, Daryl. You can see the entire Rosette. See it?
I do.
Yeah, that's really pretty. I'm going to just drop us into an editor here just to try and capture a little bit of what I can get if I were to do some proper processing on this, which I'm going to do. Not on this particular... Okay.
Amanda, it's a dancing moose. Did you know that?
Yes. I thought you knew it. I thought you could tell.
No.
Oh.
Oh, I was sitting here and noticing him flexing, and then I found a button on the bottom, and I push that button, and he just dances like crazy.
Ah.
Thank you, dear. That's
He
so
opened
cute.
a small one, though.
He opened the what?
He opened a small present, though.
You told him to open the small one.
I didn't say small one. I didn't tell him to open a small one.
I opened the big box, and that's a big,
box.
heavy box, by the way. Yeah, and then I reached inside with my eyes closed, and I grabbed one thing. Just like I said. Totally at random,
Okay, well, he did what you said.
And I got a toque and a dancing moose. So, yay me. Thank you, Amanda.
A toque and a dancing moose. Where could anyone say those words and have it be okay? I got a toque and a dancing moose. It's like, yeah, the next words out of anyone's mouth would be, "You're under arrest, sir. Put your hands behind your head. Step away from the moose with your hands in the air."
Yeah.
Maybe you should open another little something.
No,
she wants to hear your reactions. Indulge her.
Thank you, Amanda. I think it's cute. And I'm wearing the hat now, so I'm good.
Is it comfortable?
Well, I'm having to put it on over the headset right now, but yeah, it seems to fit fine.
You should put the headset on over it.
Then I won't be able to hear.
Just in case everyone's wondering what's going on, I'm taking multiple photos of the Rosette Nebula.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not doing anything wrong. You're doing everything right. It's Christmas, for crying out loud. I'm just letting people know why this is happening. Hey, Mike Klosterman, it was really nice to meet you down in Arizona. He's a very talented guy, and he's got an awful lot of excellent capabilities that could actually benefit SkyTour LiveStream.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. He's another astronomer, which is excellent. Yeah. And I always say there's room for all of us, you know. I might have started the ball rolling, but you know what? It takes a lot of people to keep it rolling, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. See this? We're actually. I'm gonna just keep taking pictures of the Rosette, and then what we'll do is I will stack these pictures of the Rosette Nebula, and have this one big picture of the Rosette, which I hope will come out nice. I only target getting one good shot a night, and if I get more than one, I feel like bonus, And it's great. Here's another thing too. The several degrees of field mic. The wide angle view, when it's several degrees wide, you get the benefit of not having to worry about guiding too much. You'll notice the stars look pretty good, and that's because of the fact that when I'm doing this, when you're close in, when you're really, really doing a close-up shot, you have to worry about every little motion the telescope makes. But on a wide-angle field, you don't. And so doing wide-angle photography is really child's play compared to the higher-end stuff like we normally do. So I'm really kind of, in a sense, it's almost like a night off for me. I don't have to worry about the guiding. I don't have to worry about anything other than just take the photo and have fun, And then what we'll do is we'll be able to stack them, and it's going to be done in about half the time. So I'm going to get 10 or 15 shots of this, and then we're going to move on. I can't wait to show you the Orion Nebula and the Running Man all in one view. Then we're going to do the Flame Nebula and the Horsehead Nebula all in one view. Yeah. Oh, this is an answer to Mike Klosterman. I'm actually using a 5-inch refractor, which is rich field refractor that's on the telescope, on the main telescope. Here's the image of the setup. You can actually see the main telescope here, and here is the 5-inch refractor up there. Okay. At this angle, you can see the telescope actually. You can see the main telescope actually is capped off. I don't have it even open. We're only using the 5-inch refractor tonight. And I promised everybody that I would do a 5-inch refractor night so we can see the wide-angle views of the nebulae.
Cool.
Yeah, these will make some beautiful, beautiful shots.
Yeah. Ronald asked a while ago about field of view or focal length or F ratio or something between your 10-inch and your 5-inch.
Oh, yeah.
I told him I had to think about it some. I don't remember offhand how to express the field of view, but the focal length on the 10-inch, I guess, would be 63 inches, and the focal length on the 5-inch would be 25 inches, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's I'll show you
have to do a metric.
Yeah, I can show you the parameters, actually. So here's the parameters. Let me bring this up. Okay, if we bring up this here, okay, the 1600 millimeter focal length on the LX200 on the 10-inch, okay, and we have a 600 millimeter focal length on the RF refractor, rich field refractor, and it's 120 millimeters in diameter. So, roughly 5 inches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that gives you all you need. It's an F5. All right, so
16 versus 500?
16.
The focal length in millimeters of the 10-inch versus the focal length of the 5-inch in millimeters.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, for those watching, here it is. Okay, so we have 600 millimeter focal length for the refractor, and it's 100.
So,
right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, and 120 millimeter diameter. This is a 254 millimeter diameter and 1600 millimeter focal length for the 10-inch. So you can do the ratios of those two focal lengths, right?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, 600 into 1600 is a little less than 3, 2.5 or so maybe. So safe to say the 5 inches yielding 2.5 times wider field. Is it that simple?
It's approximately correct, actually, because my view here last night, for instance, here's the view I had last night. I'm outlining it here. This is the view that the telescope had. All right, that's the view, and now we have the whole thing with room to spare.
Right.
Now we are looking at a rectangular sensor. We're not looking at a circular field of view. God, look at that Rosette. Jesus, that's beautiful.
It is. That's very nice.
Oh,
That'll look nice when you get those stacked up.
Yes. And I can remove all the noise from the images and make them look good. Hey, Cindy Murphy, I didn't even see you show up.
You're welcome, Ronald.
Wow,
I
Bobby.
have Edelweiss stuck in my head.
Yes. Well,
When
that's
I
better
lived
than-
on Main Street in Breckenridge, Colorado, I lived in the Edelweiss apartments.
Oh,
Nice.
gosh, that must have been
Wow.
terrible. You stuck in your head like every day. You probably had that song.
Actually, no, I didn't. Figured living there was bad enough.
Mike,
It was all right.
I don't know if I can see the flyers with this wide-angle view. I'd have to see them, I think, with my with the 10-inch as opposed to the 5-inch rich field.
I have a guess for Ronald's answer. He's asking, are all the red nebulas the same age?
Okay, well,
I'm gonna say no. That it's based on the chemicals or the elements or the processes that
you
are
are
going around in the
Exactly.
nebula.
you are correct in the
Yeah.
first part, and in the second part, no, you're
How
correct.
far off?
They're not all the same age, because
Well, I figured that. I figured that they were not all the same age.
okay, and you're on the right track about why.
Okay.
But the answer as to why they're not the same age has more to do with the age of the cluster that is illuminating and causing them to ionize the hydrogen. So in other words, a young cluster that forms tomorrow can ionize the gas and create a red nebula tomorrow. All right? So there could be a cluster out there that came about 20 million years ago and is ionizing gas. So that nebula and the nebula that just came up yesterday afternoon will still have that red glow, but they'll be very, very vastly different ages. It's because ionization happens when young stars can actually cause those hydrogen electrons to leave the atom and bounce off the atom. And when they do that, they absorb energy to get off the atom. This ultraviolet energy pumps them up so high they leave the atom for a brief moment. And then they come back. And when they come back, in order to come down to lower levels, they have to bleed off energy, which they do naturally. So as they leak off all this energy, they end up falling into lower levels in the atom. Now, the red light you see here, this is due to something called the n equals 2 level transition. And that just means that when the electrons come back into the atom, they go to discrete energy levels in the atom. Well, those discrete energy levels in the atom are energy levels that are very well defined. There's no continuous continuum, we should say, of energy levels they can go to. They can't go to like a 1.682 energy level. If you have 10 energy levels, there's only 10 discrete levels, say. All right, and so this is why each energy level is a discrete place, a discrete jump. And that gives rise to the name of the science, quantum mechanics. Okay? They're quantifiable energy states. Right? You know exactly what the states are. And there's no more and no less, as dictated in the periodic table and of course chemistry. So you can decide what energy level is. Well, we don't decide. The atom decides that for a particular amount of energy that pops the electron off of the hydrogen atom, the energy that it absorbs is immaterial. It's the ultraviolet energy that it absorbs, but when it goes back into the atom, there's millions upon billions of these atoms that are being ionized. And when they get ionized, the electrons jump off and they come into the atom, but they don't all go to the same place. They can actually go to many different energy states in the atom. It just turns out that they go predominantly to this one discrete level in the hydrogen atom, and that's this level called n equals 2. And n just means the number of the energy level. So it's a very definable quantum state. And when it goes to n equals 2, in order to get to that level, as it cascades back down into the atom through all these energy levels, it gives off energy, and that energy it gives off is in the form of light. And the light we see is exactly this red color that we so love when we look at these beautiful nebulae. I've seen more people say tonight, wow, what a pretty red, that's beautiful. And it's true. And it has to do with the fact that even though the electrons, by and large, in a nebula are cascading down into many different energy states, they are predominantly going to that one where the light that's given off is red. And that's why we see this red here, like we see here. Isn't that beautiful? Physics is beautiful. Astronomy is beautiful. Astronomy, the language of the universe is math, and the syntax is various types of math. The language that the universe speaks is math. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Amanda, have you heard of Schrodinger's cat?
Yes.
Okay. Mark talking about quantum.
I don't like that.
energy states
I don't
made
like
me
that
think of
theory.
it. I was afraid you wouldn't.
Why don't you like it?
Because I don't like poison being in a box with a cat to do an experiment.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is
I
whether
shouldn't
it's
have
dead
brought-
or alive, and
Yeah.
that's just me though. That's the.
Fair enough.
I think about the weirdest stuff sometimes, and it really gets me down. And I was thinking about that earlier. Some of the animal cruelty out there. I don't know why it came to mind. I just.
Okay, this image looks like we have a cloud.
Did you guys see Jello got a new cat?
No.
Yeah, Mia.
Oh, wow. Alright. I'm gonna run outside quick to see if I've actually got clouds, because this looks like a cloud here. Alright. I'll be right back. Mike Klosterman, I saw your question. I'll be right back.
Anyway. Thank you for the cute moose, Amanda.
Aw.
And thank you for the hat, too. My toque. Sorry.
It's okay. I think you should open something else, though, because that was just a small little thing.
Well, no, that's plenty. It's the thought that counts. This is not an arms race.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you. I'll treasure them always. I'm sitting here dancing the moose right now while we wait for Mark.
Mm-hmm.
He's cute.
When did Mark start? Do you know? Were you on with him when he started?
Yeah. When did he start? I don't remember exactly. 6:30ish maybe. my time.
Okay.
He had talked
Not
about
too late.
5:30, but he got rolling a little late. So
Yeah.
I think it was about 6:30 my time, 9:30 yours, 8:30 Mark's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heck, while we're waiting, since I grabbed my sister's package too, let's see what she sent. Ooh, it looks Chinese. It's a fancy little red envelope package thingy, and it's got gold foil on it with a dragon or something in large Chinese writing.
That sounds like it's something for New Year's.
I don't know. She said to open the one in the pink package.
I had a Chinese neighbor in Pickering, and she gave me something like that, and there's money inside. It's supposed to be good luck for the New Year. I thought, maybe not.
Uh-huh. It's, golly, what is it? Oh my God. It's old Chinese arrowheads.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Like, old, the metal tips, the
Mhm.
barbs from arrows,
Wow.
Chinese style. She has unusual taste. She sends me stuff like this.
Wow.
She sent me a Roman, an old Roman coin and a Roman ring once years ago. And I thought that was pretty, it's pretty neat, but it's unusual. Not what somebody might usually expect to get.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Mark. Did you hear?
No.
Carol opened something else from his sister.
Oh, he did? What did he do? What did he get?
Ancient Scythian bronze arrow.
Actually, was that like a real one?
Yeah.
Wow.
It
The
had
arrowheads, yeah.
Yeah, there's 5 arrowheads.
Wow.
They're bronze. I thought they were Chinese. The package looks Chinese, but from Scythia.
Wow. Very cool.
Which is over in golly, where was Scythia? I'm not going to read this right now, but Scythia was over in the ancient world, over Near East, maybe toward the getting toward China, somewhere over there.
Wow.
Wow, that's too cool.
That's very cool. Well, your sister knows you well. She knows you like those things. And to all those watching, I just wanted to let you know, this is the Rosette Nebula. We've been taking some pictures, and I went outside, and sure enough, there are some clouds out there. So I'm going to try and take one more photo, and then I'm going to take us over to the Orion Nebula before we lose it altogether. Because I've been promising this to you all night long, and I don't want to take it away. On top of it, I know that Mike Klosterman asked a question about the H2, which is the ionized hydrogen, the red color. And I wanted to answer him. But first, I want to say hi to Dan Delaire, and Tina is here. And, okay, it's looking a little better. And I think I said hi to you, Tara. And then I think Arizona Skies is here. And Papa Tom is here. Awesome. Nice to see you. David Schmidt. David Schmidt, I got your card today. Thank you. David Schmidt is a teacher in Bangkok. And I got this airmail Christmas card from David Schmidt today. With wonderful wishes on it. Thank you, David. The same to you, my friend. Yes, Mike, I got some clouds. And you asked a question about the red color and H2. Yes, the H2 region has to do with that particular transition in the hydrogen atom when the electron drops down to that n equals 2 level. That's a specific level. And the predominant color that's given off when the electrons drop into the hydrogen atom at various levels may vary, but the n equals 2 is that one particular wavelength in the red. Hello, Marianne. So
she's working early in the morning tomorrow. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, well, I don't have any sympathy for her. I'll tell you why. Because when
Oh, she's a cop, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think she's doing cop work tomorrow. Or is it? No, I think you had a second job you're doing today, right, Marianne? Maybe she does have cop work tomorrow. But the thing is, she normally goes to bed at like, I don't know, 5:30 in the afternoon and gets up at 3 in the morning to be the police briefing at 5:15. How do I know? Because I went with her on a day of...
Yes.
Drove around with her in the car and in Gilbert, Arizona. Okay, so this is good. It was wonderful, actually. I can't make fun of it because I really enjoyed it. Really was nice to do that. It was actually nice of her to be willing to babysit me for the entire day, which she did.
I don't know how she put up with you for an entire day.
Did you hear that, Marianne?
Ah!
Yeah.
Did you ask a million questions? I would have. Did you try to press the siren?
No. I know where they are, and I could do it, but I wasn't going to do it. Last thing I was going to do was get her in trouble. Never do that. I'll never do that. All right, here comes this again. Let's see if we got it. Oh, good. Look, see the detail? This is beautiful. So the other thing, too, Mike says, he says, so H1 would be the first energy level. Yeah, it's weird, okay? It's like with oxygen. O1, that is the Roman numeral 1, that is what's called the ground state, where there's no ionization. So that's an oxygen atom with all of its electrons. O2, that is O Roman numeral 2, OII, is oxygen that's been singly ionized. O3 is doubly ionized oxygen. So the numbers are off a little bit, and that happens to be because of the fact that the ground state is the Roman numeral 1 state. So I think you know that. I think you caught that.
Me?
No, I'm talking to Mike. He knows.
Oh.
You know?
I was going to say, if it was me, if you're talking about me,
it's you. It's you. You should know all of this stuff.
No, I was chatting with chat.
I know. It's hard to know where to look. Looks like we got another cloud here, maybe.
We were talking about putting you in the back seat of the cop car.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
You could never handle my driving, Ronald. I prefer to drive alone.
You want to drive? You can't handle the drive. Okay, that's enough of the Rosette now. I want to take us over to another...
Is there any chance of seeing the Andromeda Galaxy? I know, not David Schmidt, but the other David in here. He was asking for a galaxy.
Yeah, we might be able to do Andromeda. It's up high enough. I have to check. All right, right now I want to do what I promised. I'm going to take us, before we lose it entirely, I'm going to take us to the Orion Nebula so you can see what it looks like in this wide view, because it's really, really stunning in the wide view. All right. So here we go. Off we go into the Orion Wander. Okay, here we go. Let's check it out. Telescope's moving. There we go. Ha ha ha. Look at that. This is the Running Man. This is the Orion Nebula. You haven't lived until you've seen this. It's like seeing it through, I don't know, very expensive binoculars. I guess is the best way to say it. So, let me do this now. This will be really pretty. Please make sure you come out. All right, and now we take this picture. And up here is Alnatok, up here somewhere. And we'd like to actually get a picture of the horse head with the flame at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a huge field here, so I can't wait to see. This is going to be beautiful. Here it comes. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, we had clouds. Go away. Oh. That's okay. I'm not, I'm not going to I'm not gonna have a problem with it until I gotta just check to make sure that I can get rid of those clouds. I'll get rid of my clouds. I'll get rid of the clouds. Let's just let's try something here. Let me I'm gonna zoom in here for a sec. And now, as I come down, in the other telescope, when we zoom in like this, you can count all 4 of the trapezium stars in there without any problem. But here in the wide-angle view, you lose that kind of resolution for seeing these things like that. But we still see quite a lot. Can you guys hold on while I go check the sky? I want to see if the clouds are going to disappear anytime soon, all right?
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Sure.
Grr, I hate clouds.
I know.
I was working up to this moment, too. I'll be right back.
Wow, Amanda, these arrowheads, they're Scythian, which is over Central Asia, from the Black Sea to China, northern Iran, Ukraine. That's where the original package is from the Ukraine. 900 BC to 200 BC. Good grief, these things are almost 3,000 years old, maybe.
Wow.
Holy cow, bronze arrowheads. I wonder what kind of stories these things could tell.
Really, eh?
Yeah. Oh, like I was saying earlier, I mean, it's like those Roman things she sent me. They're almost, kind of creepy to look at or hold. I wondered about trying to wear the ring, but I don't think I'd want to.
Really?
Well, what kind of,
Oh, yeah.
psychic charge or something like that have? Or much less,
not a big deal.
3,000-year-old arrowheads. Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Fascinating.
Wow. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just here it is. We have the Running Man, Daryl here, and the Orion Nebula. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. I love the image scale with Whitefield.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. And we're clear of clouds at the moment. Let me just see if I can grab us just a bit of a better view here. Okay, so now we're gonna go change this. And maybe this.
Bye, Michael. Thanks for dropping by.
Oh, is Mike leaving?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Michael. I'm sorry, man. But hey, thanks for coming by. It was really good to have you hang out for a little while. Really, really
Happy
good.
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Tara, when I come out there, I'll help you find a telescope for your front yard. Because, you're not that far away. Make sure you don't look in anybody's windows, though. Then we'll hear about you on the news. Wow. Okay, and so it's really interesting how this is coming out. This is really pretty. Whoops, didn't want to do that. So this would be really cool to see how this actually comes out. I wonder if I should take down the ISO. Let me just do that. Take down the ISO to 6400 for 20 seconds and see if I get better detail out of the Orion Nebula. I know I will, but the response to the camera with this particular telescope could still blow out the center of the nebula. It certainly will for 20 seconds. But 6400, 20 seconds at 6400. Let's see what this gives us. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Wow. Now that's a picture that Amanda could love.
It is beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's the kind of thing that, you know, this is the kind of thing that it just kind of puts it all together for you. You can see where the Running Man is. This is Measure 43, and this nebula is Measure 42. You'll also notice you can see the extent of the nebula. It goes all the way down here and down here. We can even see that in this exposure. That is just amazing. I'm really liking that. I'm really liking that. I'm gonna take a couple more just to stack. So 20 seconds at 6400. Then I'll stack those.
You're basically looking at least part of Orion's sword there in that
That's right.
field of view.
Yeah, I don't want to go down too low because then I'll cut off the bottom of the nebula. You know, I don't want to do that, but it's beautiful. Hey there, Amal. I don't know that I got to say hi to you tonight. I apologize. God, this is beautiful. Oh, wow. You know what, you guys, you have to forgive me because when I look through the main scope, I mean, I've looked through main scopes for years in my research in astronomy, and I can tell you, when you see the wide-angle universe, I mean, wide-angle was never really applicable to the work we did, and now it is. For instance, the TESS telescope has a 95-degree field of view. You know, that is really immensely large. And it's stunning, and it allows the transiting exoplanet survey satellite. TESS is looking for transiting planets, and it's handling thousands of prospects at a time with its telescope, on board. And this is up in space. Can you imagine the views? 95 degrees of sky, looking into the Milky Way. Oh man. Yeah, Marianne, you may love the streets, but boy, oh boy, you better stay safe out there. Oh, Tim, it's okay. I love taking you guys on these journeys, This is just beautiful stuff to me. I mean, you got people like Amanda and Daryl hang with us, and then all of you guys in the chat, and the folks that are really regulars here. I'm just astonished. Well, there's one time now. Look at that. There's one time where the telescope actually messed up the exposure. One time. That's the one time all night where it's done that. That's crazy.
What happened?
I don't know. It just ended up drifting that one time. Yeah, that's no big deal. I can fix that. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. And this should be okay after this. Okay, one more of these, and then onto the Horsehead Nebula. Oh yeah. Amanda, you still hearing Edelweiss in your head?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what it is. I can't get enough of this.
That's very nice.
It's just a beautiful little image. It's almost, the more you do these, and then you stack them, and then, you get rid of the noise. Next thing you know, this is an image worthy of a poster. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I can actually take low exposure shots to show the center of the Orion Nebula and then composite that in to the rest of the nebula so it is properly exposed all across the nebula. So in other words, this is blown out right in here. I could take another photo and just get this modeling that belongs there, and then put that all together. And you only need like one of those. So like, I'm just gonna try it just for fun. So let's suppose, and I'll do it with the ISO. Let's suppose I went down to, let's say 800. All right, and I did this. Now the Running Man probably won't even show, but you'll see the core of the Orion Nebula, and this area here you should see modeling, because then in that middle area of the Orion Nebula you actually see that there's modeling there. See that? That modeling is there. Let's find out. We'll find out, won't we?
That's been mentioned a few times, Tim. Making a calendar out of some of these pictures.
Okay. Look at that. See? There's that modeling. So you can take that and blend it with this picture, like a picture like this, and remove that white hot area and replace it with this area in here just for that part of it, and then blend it on out. It won't be a realistic image, but it'll just be that much prettier. So that's possible. We can do that. So I just need this one for that. Now, let me go up now. What was it? 6,400, right? I think
that's something the eye does very well. That
you're right.
You know, at least single exposures with cameras can't capture. I don't know if you'd call that dynamic range or what, but you know, when you look at it by eye, you see the brightest parts and the dim parts.
Yeah.
And you can see the nebula surrounding the trapezium, but you can also see the detail, the trapezium itself in sharp detail.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
I was actually toying with an idea of doing a calendar for Amazon, because you know the populated universe is now available on Amazon, and I was thinking of making a calendar of all the SkyTour LiveStream images and putting them on Amazon, or producing a book as well, to see how they would fly. I'd like to see how that would, what that would cost. Be pretty cool. You know, but my calendar.
Shutterfly will do that.
Yeah, my calendar though would have a lot of astronomical events in it though. I would want astronomical events.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay, one more of these. Yeah.
Well, if you write the copy, I'm sure they'd probably knock those up in the calendar grid, you know, by day.
Okay. I'll have to
Company
figure that
I
out.
worked for a long time, we used to do calendars, and local astronomer here got some from us a long time ago.
Hey, look, a satellite. First time tonight. You see it up there? Let me move up there and show you. There she is.
There it is.
One little satellite. Well, that's cool. See, you zoom out, and it's like, all right. Now that we've done that, and I want to try the witch's head.
Yay.
I think you asked for that before, Daryl.
Yeah, and I think Amanda may have a few nights ago.
Oh, I think she did.
Yeah.
Did I?
I think someone did.
I hope the dome is not in the way for this. I will move the dome. If this looks like it's coming out, I'm gonna make sure that.
What's a rasa?
Oh, is that a? You mean the astrograph? It's like an astrograph. It's a.
I don't know. 24/7 Live AZ Skies is asking if you own one. I don't know what that is.
It's a astrograph instrument, I believe.
Oh, yeah, the Celestron came out with it recently. Roe Ackerman Schmidt astrograph, I believe. RASA.
Yeah. I do not own a RASA. I couldn't justify the cost at the time, but like I said, I'm putting a second pier in the observatory out in Arizona, and that second pier may just be for a RASA. I don't know. Okay, Witch's Head is a no-show.
What does an astrograph do?
The way, it takes pictures just like a telescope takes pictures.
Oh.
But it has a number of other capabilities. I mean, we see a little bit of the Witch's Head here. See that, Daryl? There's a tiny bit of it. It's notoriously faint anyway. And for me, it's a little bit low in the sky, but down in Arizona, it'll be better placed. Well, maybe I'm not.
Amanda, an astrograph is a photographic telescope. It's usually a precision-built telescope, high-quality optics and all that happy stuff, to try to get the best pictures possible. 24/7 live AZ skies. I wonder if he's thinking of ALS, our old friend over there, Dave. He got 2 Rosses, an 8-inch and an 11-inch. And I hate to think about how much he paid for both of those.
Interesting.
Thank you, Daryl.
Sure.
I mean, I could sell both of my 10s to get a Raza. But
Are they that much better? They justify the cost? No.
I'd have to do a comparative thing to see. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I would agree or disagree.
They're kind of a specialized instrument. I know they're a derivative of the so-called Schmidt camera. I don't pretend to know a lot about them.
Yeah.
The Celestrons, I know, the Rosses, those things were like F2, which is going to be,
That's very fast,
very
photographically.
very fast, very wide field. And the camera actually goes on the front of the telescope. It hangs off the corrector plate.
It's really a strange setup. Okay. In this view, we have Sigma Orionis down here. The Horsehead will be right around here. This is Alnitak, and the flame will be around here. So let's go up to our higher values. Oh, I'm so stupid. Daryl, I took that picture of the Witch's Head at 6400 ASA, or ISO. I really want to do it at 32,000. So we're going to go back to it after I try this.
Okay.
All right, so 25.6 here for 20 seconds on the Horsehead flame region.
I see what you did there, Daryl.
I hope so.
That is cute, Daryl. Really cute. Okay, Merry Christmas, Mary Ann. Oh, Daryl, that was nice. That was cute.
Oh, well.
Oh, look at this view.
Oh, cool.
And a satellite.
Another one?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, now we adjust.
My God.
Isn't this crazy?
Like, I might have noticed that one. The other one, I don't think I would have noticed.
Oh, you would have seen this one.
This one, maybe. The other one, no.
Oh,
I didn't see it until you zoomed in.
Okay.
I don't know how you catch them so fast.
Well, they stand out as something odd to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this is 25,600 for 20 seconds. This is going to end up being another set of stacks that are going to be put together for all of you. Wide Field Flame and Horsehead. Wide Field Running Man and Orion Nebula. Wide Field Rosette. Look at that. You can clearly see the Horsehead Nebula here. This star here, Sigma Orionis. There's a satellite again. Notice it. It's going, of course, it's heading to the east like they mostly do. So I'm going to take another picture. I could wait around 55 seconds and let it go through. But I actually have an algorithm in my stacking software that will remove those anomalous satellite trails, believe it or not. It's already begun.
Back in the days of film, you would have been cursing right about now.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yep. That's interesting. It's moving pretty slowly, so it's got to be out there quite far.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'll try and catch it when it goes over the flame. This exposure might not quite do it. I might have to just do another one very quickly.
I'll be right back.
All right, we'll be right here. So, Amanda, what do you got to do tonight? You got to wrap presents?
Yep.
All right. Wow, look at that. All right, so... I don't want that satellite in my view. Okay, you know what we're going to do?
What?
We're going to go back to the Witch's Head and try and capture the Witch's Head, and then we'll come back to this. Okay, the Witch's Head Nebula. It's huge, so it's going to be really extensive. But this is kind of a brighter area. Let's just try going here. Okay, so here we go. You'll see the stars moving, and then you'll see the telescope point of view. Actually, I probably want to go right to that part. We're going to see that, though, here. Okay. I had the wrong settings. I was at 6,400, not 25,600. So this is going to be better. Okay.
Why did you have it that low in the first place?
Because I was doing the thing with the Orion Nebula, and I forgot to pump it back up.
Yeah, people want to know how they can get signed copies of your book.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm going to have some at the UFO MegaCon in February. And look at it. Oh, this is great.
Another satellite?
No, 4 satellites.
Wow.
Or 3. 1, 2, 3 satellites. All in one
Again,
shot.
also close together.
Yeah,
Holy
actually, I know. See the 3 right there, Daryl?
I do.
Yeah, that's probably that Navy. There's a Navy project that has these 3 satellites together for doing ground analysis. This is...
So, do they do like a triangulation thing or something, looking at the ground?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I actually see the nebula here. So I'm actually going to head over that way. It might be off of my target zone just a bit. So I'm just going to migrate over that away. Heading to the east. And of course, those 3 satellites are going to be following me. Can't get away from them. Especially when you go near the equator, you just cannot get away from satellites. Okay, let's try this. Hey, Jim Smith, thank you for coming. We'll see you later.
Merry Christmas, Jim.
Tara asks, is that a 20-second transit scratch? Well, yeah, it's a 20-second satellite scratch. Oh, we got that problem again. I saw it moving too, and I just took the picture anyway. Here, you see the 3 satellites are moving together to the east. You know, we can measure the length of that trail in arc seconds, and we can then calculate the altitude at which the satellite is moving, because we know how high it has to go so that it moves at a certain speed to stay in orbit. I have a program I wrote that shows that, calculates that for you. Yeah, I have no life. Okay, let's see. Move a little more. All right, one more try. I may give this up, Daryl. Just go back to the horse head.
We switched to get away from a satellite, and then we found 3.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting phenomena.
Yeah, it is.
I complained the other night about Elon Musk and what I think may happen with the Starlink sat. So
Yeah.
maybe this is a forerunner.
Well, this project was launched some time ago. I'm aware of it. It's doing remote sensing stuff, like you said before, Daryl, and so each of these satellites has a particular view, and each of these positions is very unique for a specific reason. And those reasons aren't public, not even to me. Okay, well, because the Nebula is a no-show, I'm going to take us back to the Horsehead region again, okay? And why not?
Ooh, I think John's onto something.
What's
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't the 3 satellites. Maybe it was 2 sleigh runners and a red nose.
that? Oh,
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you a little story. You may have heard it before, and if you have, I apologize.
Does it start with "'Twas the Night Before Christmas"?
Kind of, sort of. It was a Christmas Eve. I'm moving back to the Horsehead and the Flame, by the way. Again, this is the field of view for the 10-inch. The refractor's got an even bigger view. And so when we were coming back from our Massachusetts trip, Fall River, Massachusetts trip, Gabe and Hunter were young and in the back seat. And they're like, "When are you going to be home? I want to open presents." And I went, "Yeah, okay, tomorrow when Santa comes." "Where's Santa now? Where's he right now?" Well, I actually could tell him because I went to, on my phone, I went to NORAD Track Santa. And we were coming down through Hartford, Connecticut, which is the capital city of Connecticut. And the NORAD Track Santa said that Santa, at that moment, was traveling through Hartford, Connecticut.
Wow.
And I was like, "Hi, look, guys, he's traveling through Hartford." And either Gabe or Hunter in the back seat looks out in front through the windshield and sees a red blinking light. And he goes, "Dad, that's Rudolph." And they looked out the window, and we went, "Wow." Now I'm thinking it's an airplane, and there's an airport nearby, and I thought that maybe that's what it was. This is beautiful. And
Your dad instinct kicked in, I hope.
well, no, I didn't say that to him. I was preserving the magic. Well, then the red light went between us and the skyscrapers in Hartford, the tall buildings. And every one of us in the car, I'm not kidding, we saw a line of what could have been reindeer and a sleigh on the back going, and we just were quiet. We just went totally quiet, like, what did we just see? What did we just see? And the kids were like, "Yeah, it was Rudolph. It was with this. We saw Santa. We saw Santa." And I'm like, yeah. And I actually, believe it or not, at the age that I am, I actually thought, is he real? Because it looked just like a line of reindeer and a sleigh. It was a long thing with a bright red light on the front of it.
Wow.
Now, could that have been Santa Claus? Maybe. could I have always, basically not believed, and only when I saw it and started to believe did it happen? Wow.
That's a sweet story.
Oh, it was really cool.
Maybe planes flying around that time of year put little pictures on the side of their planes.
Well, that's the thing. We saw the plane against the lights of a building that it flew in front, if it's a plane.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't look like a plane. And none of the adults in the car looked at it and thought it was a plane.
Wow.
And all the adults went silent because they were like, oh my God, what did we just see? And the kids were like, we saw, yeah, we caught him, we saw him. And they were just like very sure. And we just sat there going, oh my God, what did we just see? And we're looking at each other with like wide eyes, like that really did look like a reindeer sleigh, and it was just pretty crazy. And that was on Christmas Eve night.
Nice.
Yeah, as we came back. And I checked again, and after we saw it, I looked back on NORAD Track Santa, which AZ Skies says is active now, because it would be, yeah. And it showed
I love that they do that.
Yeah, I know. And it showed that he had just passed Hartford, Connecticut. So I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember seeing that one time when I was a kid. I was looking up in the sky on Christmas Eve night, and I was thinking, I just want to see, and this is where I started to doubt the existence. And I said, I just want to see it. Come on, let me see it. If you're there, I want to see you. And I just kept looking up in the sky, and all of a sudden, a single red light went flying through the sky over my house. It was fairly high up. Now, could it have been a jet? Maybe. But there were no other lights on it that I could tell. And I just saw this red light blinking. And I was like, oh. And from that point forward, I was like, I think it's real again.
Well, that only proves the existence of Rudolph.
It doesn't even prove that. It just proves the existence of a flashing red light. But yeah, who knows what it really was. Wow. Flame Nebula here is beautiful. And the Flame Nebula is actually quite a bit further away than Alnitak. And this, I was going to say before, this red glow behind the Horsehead Nebula here is sparked by and is caused by, it's that hydrogen alpha again. It's caused by this star here. This is Sigma Orionis. This hot star's ultraviolet radiation excites and causes the radiation, the electrons to ionize in this gas cloud. And on recombination, they do exactly what we've talked about. And there's another satellite. Right there.
Jeez.
I know. Again, we're near the equator. It's just celestial equator. There's an awful lot of satellites there. It's going to be really hard to avoid.
Maybe they're all trying to track Santa too.
Yeah. That's probably true. Hey, Keisha Fowler, what's going on?
Mark, the trio of satellites you talked about a few minutes ago.
The remote sensors by the Navy. That may have been them.
Yeah. Typical recon or surveillance sats, those things move in polar orbits, don't they?
Some of them do, yes. Absolutely right. Spy sats tend to do that because they want to look over the North Pole, over the polar cap to check Russian submarine movements. Hey, JD. I just had to say hi. I didn't catch your name before, sorry.
JD.
Yep, JD.
Oh. I was thinking initials, never mind.
Yeah, JD.
Yeah. JAYDE.
Yep. And Ronald has the NORAD Santa Yeah. NORAD tracks Santa. Oh man, that's funny.
I can see NORAD from my front yard.
Can you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just over to the southwest of me here.
Wow. Well, if there's ever a dangerous altercation between foreign power and us, make sure you get clear of NORAD.
Listen, I'm surrounded by high-value targets here. I
Yeah.
mean, there's Cheyenne Mountain NORAD, there's Fort Carson, there's Peterson Air Force Base, which is where NORAD active operations actually are right now instead of Cheyenne Mountain. And there's Schriever Air Force Base just a little bit east of me, a few miles, which is, that's like the big whatever they do there. And if they started throwing nukes at us, they'd probably throw one at the Air Force Academy too, which is just northwest of me, and I'd pretty much be, glowing gas in short order.
Well, maybe.
Yikes.
Maybe. But I doubt it. You might survive it.
Well, let's hope it never comes to that.
I don't think it will. I think that everybody likes to bluster about it, and the only people that would do it are people that are doing terror attacks, and then they would have to probably be like dirty bombs.
Did you ever read Heinlein's The Moon is a Harsh Mistress? The Moonies did it.
Yeah, back when the Moonies were a thing.
Oh,
I see that, Tara.
They blew Cheyenne Mountain off the face of the earth.
The Moonies?
Drop it. Well, in the book,
Yeah.
Moon is a Harsh Mistress, when they revolted, they were dropping 100-ton lumps of moon rock on the earth, and they pulverized Cheyenne Mountain in the novel.
Yep. You were saying that what Tara's observation, you could actually
Looks
see
like a
it.
baby's footprint.
This does?
Yeah, I can see that. The flame is the big toe. It would be your right foot.
Oh,
It is to me. I don't know.
and get rid of the ones that don't work.
Is that how you see it too, Tara?
Did she say she did?
Yeah. That's how she saw it too.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I do now. David Schmidt said something to you there, Daryl. You're probably responding.
Yeah, I'm answering.
Okay.
I can see the baby footprint. I've seen those images before sometimes. It looks almost like the continent of Africa, too. Sort of the general shape of it.
So there's a baby footprint here somewhere?
Yeah, all the red is like if you put a baby's footprint in ink and put it on paper, that would be the resulting image. And it's a right foot, and the flame nebula is the big toe.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes down the outside.
I see it. I
Of
got you.
your foot, yeah.
I sort of see that. Why does it have to be a baby's footprint?
Because it's little.
I don't know. This is light years
So
in size.
Print if you want it to be. Babies are cuter.
Oh.
They have cute little tootsies.
Okay. I guess.
I don't know. It makes more sense than anything else that I'm supposed to be seeing in the sky. At least that looks like what it was suggested to look like, you know?
But it's never been named that, so it's kind of funky.
I know, but it makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I mean, I can make it a flame too, but that's kind of, you know.
Oh,
Tara
yeah.
makes a good point.
What?
Oh, similar to how, you know, you make a fist and then the bottom of your hand, you could ink it up and press it on paper. And then you
Add some
make little
toes.
dots over the top with your fingertip, and you made a baby foot.
Yeah, that's right. Very good, Tara.
Guess what song I have in my head now?
I don't know. Daryl, you got a guess?
Edelweiss.
No, she said a different one.
Well, I didn't say different, but maybe it was implied.
The Hills
It
Are
is a
Alive
different
with the
one,
Sound of
yes.
Music.
No, nothing from that score.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a Christmas song.
Oh, Jingle Bells.
It's my favorite Christmas song.
But that's not the one you were thinking?
No.
Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
That Paul McCartney song.
Yep.
Very good, Daryl. What a surprise.
And David is right. Kind of. Well, it was solo Paul, but close enough.
Have yourself a wonderful Christmas time. That song?
It's something like that, yeah.
Wait.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Isn't that a fun song?
It's a song.
It's a fun song.
Okay.
I heard it on the way home today.
Okay.
My head was bopping. The car was swerving.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But my head was bopping. I had it cranked. That really puts me in the Christmas spirit. It's such a fun. It's so lame. I love it. The lamer the Paul song, the more I like it.
The lamer? Why is it lame?
I don't know. It's just corny. It's just so happy.
Is it?
It's really fun. I love it.
Is it lame because he did it just to satisfy the need of commercialization?
I don't know. I mean,
Maybe if I'd been married to Linda McCartney, I'd have been happy too.
it's very basic. It's kind of nothingy when you really get down to it.
Nothingy?
For a Paul McCartney song.
Nothingy.
Yeah.
Well, that's like just another silly love song, you know.
That's what I mean.
Talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about silly.
Oh, we're going to do the Seagull Nebula today. Okay, we're going to go here. I'm going to try and catch the Seagull Nebula.
Forever.
Okay. All right, so we're done
David,
with
I
this.
find that one depressing. 24/7. I love that one. That's a fun song too. There's Orion songs. It's not Christmas songs. John Lennon. So
this is
Happy Christmas
Christmas.
or whatever.
and Happy New Year. That one?
yeah, I find it overplayed and very sad.
Because it's overplayed or just because it's very sad? Because he's dead.
Well, both.
Okay.
And they use it for like the starving kids in Africa commercials. I'm just thinking of people suffering in the world associated to that song, you know?
Okay.
I find it very depressing.
Okay.
But Father Christmas by the Kinks, on the other hand, that's a fun one. Do you know that one?
I do.
Father Christmas, give me some money.
Yeah, Father Christmas, let me rob this guy of his money. Yes, I know that one. All right, this is the Seagull Nebula. We're gonna try to capture here. I'm not sure if it'll work. Let's find out. We're gonna give it a little shot, shall we? Yes, we shall.
What's your favorite Christmas song, Mark?
Oh, I do have one.
What is it?
It's sung by, what's his name? Oh, I'll tell you in a second. Andrea.
Could have only been a year since you heard it last.
It's Andrea Bocelli.
Which one?
Oh, Jesus. I'm trying to get the Seagull Nebula. Look what I got. 1, 2, 3, 4 satellites. Again, we're down at the equator, basically, so you're going to see a lot of these. Look at all of those.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Actually, another one right there, very faint. See it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 satellites in one view.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And there's no way those three on the left is one moving?
No. There's discrete lines. See? Those are discrete lines. 3 separate satellites captured in the 20-second interval. And then one here. And one fainter one there. I show you. There it is. See it? Yep. That's the way that goes. And that's the way it is. Okay, alright, so now
It's now officially Christmas Eve here.
oh, that's right, it is. I should be able to see this.
Atlantic time zone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get something here. Okay, I want to go here. That's where I want to go. This might be tough to catch. We'll see it, but it's going to be kind of tough. I'm wondering if I've got some light clouds blanketing me right now. We're going to try and catch... Wait a minute, I don't... Holy cow, I must not have actually... I tried to get the Seagull Nebula, but I don't think I actually moved to the Seagull Nebula. I don't think I moved to the
What's
Seagull.
going on with you tonight?
I think I actually... Because I know... I mean, if I go here... Right, this is the Seagull. I should be able to get to the Seagull Nebula. So, if I say go to the Seagull... Oh, why is it not going?
Telescope not moving?
Something happened. Now it's going. Alright, so now I'm in a very different place. Okay, so now I should actually see it. Okay, I don't know why. I must not have, I must have hit go and thought it went and didn't. It must not have gone. I thought it did. I'm sorry, guys. I am absolutely beside myself with silliness. Alright, so now if I do this, we should be able to catch the Seagull Nebula. Yeah, we will definitely catch the Seagull now. Okay, here we go. Because I can see with the 10-inch, so I was like, why am I not seeing it with this? And it's because of the fact that it didn't go there.
I have a moose.
A dancing moose.
Yeah, he looks almost like a drunken dancing moose.
Okay, look at that. Now we see the Seagull here. Look at all the stars. Look at all these little clusters. You know? And is that what I think it is? Let me see if it is what I think it is. It's interesting. Here's a Seagull Nebula. It's this whole nebula right here. And we actually captured it. And look, another satellite. Ah, hello, satellite. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. It's like that Discovery Channel commercial. Hello, meteor. Oh, hello, meteor. Have you seen the new website, discovery.com? Why, no, I haven't, meteor. Remember that whole thing?
No.
Ah, the atmosphere. Ah, the atmosphere. And it was meant to portray really bad acting. Okay. The Seagull looks pretty, but I have another target in mind here. I'd like to grab a hold of Thor's helmet. Thor's helmet, of course, is going to be a lot smaller, but I'd like to see it in this context. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong before. In terms of trying to get to this other thing here. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Thor's helmet. Here we go. Ready, and
okay.
Go.
I see in your Stellarium view, I mean, there's Sirius down at the bottom right. And,
That's right.
I think that's the dog's head is the big triangle just to Sirius's left.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's for you, Amanda.
And that's what?
That's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And there we go. So now we are at this location. Now I'm going to have such a busy day doing this processing. It's 11:07.
For some.
Yeah, 12:07 for you. It's 11 in the morning for David Schmidt in Bangkok.
And he's eating candy so early.
Oh, lucky guy.
It's Christmas Eve for him too.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Ew, you can keep it.
What?
Dark chocolate.
Oh.
Do you
Well,
like dark chocolate, Mark?
I'll eat it because it's better for you. This is Thor's helmet. However, it's not quite stable. So we're going to have to stabilize it first.
Cindy likes the big pictures too.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Cindy. That's really cool. That's right. Tara, 9 p.m. in Phoenix. Keep in mind, folks, that when we have SkyTour West, we're going to be opening the observatory 2 hours later, on average, than we have been. Because we've been going by Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be going by Arizona time. And they don't change their clocks. So sometimes it's 3 hours behind the East, and sometimes it's only 2. Right now it's only 2. So... and that'll be interesting.
Now the King song is stuck in my head.
Here, let me help you with all that. There, see? I've turned the music up. So now it should be... This music should be stuck in your head. You know what I mean?
I can't hear the music on your end.
Why can't you? I shared the music.
I don't know. I guess it's too loud.
Daryl, you hear it, right?
Actually, no, I don't.
Really? How about now?
I think I heard it earlier, but I don't hear the
Okay.
music.
Maybe something faint when you turned it up.
Okay, well then I have
Is
a
it a
feeling...
piano going on right now?
No, that's a guitar. That's okay. The folks out there can hear it. We may not be able to hear it, but they you may not be able to hear it, but they do.
That's okay.
Yeah, it is. Okay, there's Thor's helmet. This is the Wolf-Rayet star that was so hot that it blew this bubble of gas out from its star. That's a really interesting interstellar feature. And it's that greenish blue color that Amanda likes.
That looks like a little ghost.
Yeah, it sort of does. It's a greenish blue because it's the oxygen 3, that ionized oxygen. Cindy, there's no problems here. You're asking questions like anybody else. You're watching and enjoying like anybody else. Just here's something to remember. When I was 9, I wanted to be an astronomer, but I didn't have all the answers. I didn't know the answers to anything. I had to go to the library to grab books on astronomy, and I could only do it when it wasn't raining, but I would go pretty much every day. And I'd go down and I'd sit in the book section, and the librarians would come up to me and say, "Hey, Marky," because they called me Marky, "you're supposed to be in the child section downstairs." I said, "Yeah, but the good books are up here." And she said, "Can you understand those books?" And I said, "Well, not all of it." And then she actually asked me questions about like, "Well, what are you learning here?" And I said, "Well, this is a book on how come the moon orbits the Earth the way it does." Now, in later years, I realized that book was also written for high school kids. So it was simplified. But for me, at age 9 and 10, that for me was a huge thing to try and interpret those books. But the children's books were just too, I called them babyish. They were too babyish. And I said that to the lady. So you had a child's library card and you had an adult library card. And I asked my mommy if you would please get me an adult library card. And she said, "Well, okay." So they got me an adult library card, and that was all she wrote. From that point, I never went downstairs again. The seats were like, half the height of the adult seats. They were just, it was just too babyish. So, that's my introduction. That's how I ended up learning astronomy, was from these books that I could barely understand. Okay, so we're going to this now. M46 in Puppis. We'll see if we can get there.
Puppis the poop.
The poop deck, yeah. Yes, Puppis the poop.
That's poop. Poop is in the poop deck of the ship, not poop is in,
Yeah, right.
the old constellation Argo Navis. It was the poop deck.
Yep.
The high deck on the back of the ship where you'd see the wheelman stand and the captain and all the important people.
Right. And then, guys like us, we'd be down in the bilge, like, scooping up water and pouring it out of the porthole.
And probably making poop jokes at the captain's expense.
Without a doubt. So you guys having a good time out there, all of you, watching tonight?
Cindy enjoyed your story.
Oh, she did? Oh, good.
Heartwarming.
Oh, well, you're welcome, Cindy.
I wonder, when I was in the 2nd grade,
Yeah.
I used to get detention all the time, and I'd have to stay after school.
Yeah.
And the teacher made me write out words in the back of a spelling book.
Okay.
I wonder if that's why I enjoyed English classes later in life.
I got in so much trouble when I was in elementary school. And it could be. You know how I got in trouble? You know how I did the hydrogen balloons and all those other crazy things? Well, I was always bored in class. And so I'd get in trouble. So one time I was in 3rd grade and I was misbehaving. So the teacher took it upon herself to move me down to the kindergarten class, desk and all. And I had to sit there at the desk, and I was there for 6 months out of the year.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And the school never told my parents. And the way they found out was I came home for Christmas, at the end of Christmas, and I had tissue paper stockings with yarn going through the little holes to actually make a little stocking. And my mother said, "You made that in 3rd grade?" And I go, "No." She goes, "Well, what happened?" I said, "Well," and this is where my mother found out for the first time that I had been moved to kindergarten for 6 months.
Oh my god.
She marched into the school and she raised a stink because she was never notified, and it really wasn't on me to tell my parents, I just take it as it is. And she actually got that teacher fired.
Wow.
Yeah, and later on in later years, I thought, why should that woman have been fired? Because I was making her life miserable, I mean, maybe she used a too heavy-handed approach. Send him to kindergarten, let him be someone else's problem. But she probably was an okay teacher. Probably was a great teacher for the rest of the kids in the class. But I think I drove her crazy, and I pushed her past her limits to endure it. And I could see how I might do something like that. But firing her, yeah, I never, even as a kid, I never thought that was the right move. I actually tried to defend her, and say, "No, Ma, but you know what? I was really bad. I really was bad." So, didn't work. They fired her.
You never told her for 6 months? That's so weird.
Well, it was embarrassing. I wasn't going to tell my mother I was in kindergarten. It was very embarrassing to go in and work on kindergarten projects. And
how was the school all right with that?
At the time, the school was very all right with that because I was a real troublemaker in grammar school. But guess what? When I was in that kindergarten class, the teacher there in that kindergarten class, Miss Semnowski was her name, she set me up as someone who would control and help the little kids. And I bet that in the same way that you think you like English because of the detentions, I think because of my experience having to sit through kindergarten, I really enjoyed watching people, quote unquote, get it and learn something. Because I was helping the little kids, And for the longest time, the kids thought that I was there as a helper to the teacher. And I liked that authority position as a kid. When in fact, I was just a misbehaving little brat. And the teacher put me down there to just get me out of her hair. To literally have sanity. Because I just didn't allow her.
Like, I could see for the rest of the day if she got upset if you were acting up or something, but... Like, did she send you down every day for 6 months, or you were permanently there?
Well, she moved my desk down there and said, every time you come into school, you go to kindergarten. Okay. So I didn't learn. I didn't learn 3rd grade. 6 months in the 3rd grade up till Christmas. I didn't learn. It was 4 months that I was there, and then I was there for part of January, and all of a sudden I was back in the 3rd grade class. I had no idea where the teacher went.
Wow.
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about any of that. None of that was ever talked to me about. And then when my mother told me that they got that teacher fired, I defended her. I defended the teacher, saying, "Oh, I was really bad. This really wasn't her fault. But I was a little kid. Who was going to listen to me?" And, oh man, I got F's in self-control. I got F's in everything. I don't know what it was, but by the time I got to 7th grade, some little switch in my head flipped. And I decided that I really like learning. And I couldn't get enough of it. And so I had all these classes, all this stuff I was doing. And I screamed through high school with all honors, high honors stuff, because I didn't get the highest grades in the class, not at all. I was 3rd in my class. No, number 4 in my class. I wasn't the highest. And when I went through there, that was just kind of a wacky wacky situation. But boy, I loved it. But again, at age 9, I knew I was going to be an astronomer. So everything that didn't pertain to astronomy, I kind of let it go, and that's what got me in trouble. I really had to have a lot more. By the way, since you're here to see some astronomical photos, this image here, it's a little bright because I took it at a very, very high ISO. I'll take it a lower. This is that famous cluster that has a planetary nebula apparently in it right there. It doesn't really have a planetary nebula in it. That planetary just happens to be along the line of sight in the cluster. And this cluster is this cluster is this one right here. It's M46. And the cluster itself has this NGC 2438 in it, which is the planetary nebula. All right, and so it's a really cool planetary. It's about 3,900 light years away. But this cluster behind it is almost 2,000 light years further away. So this is just a superimposition issue where this dying star just happens to be in front of a much more distant cluster. Pretty cool, huh? Really is really cool. I'm going to take a photo though of it and take it down from 25.6. I'll still go 20 seconds, but I want to take it down to a lower ISO so that we can see it. That 4,000 is too low. I'll do 8,000. Okay, so 20 seconds here, and then we'll be able to see the it'll be a darker background, and you'll see the colors of this nebula, this planetary nebula. And with this filter, we were able to see the O3 oxygen in the spherical envelope coming off this dying star. But then on the outside edges, we actually saw red, which is the same as we see in the Dumbbell Nebula and the Ring Nebula. And that might be neon and hydrogen. Okay, a little bit of walk there. Let me try to do one more where it doesn't do that.
Amanda, for what you were saying, well, you like English. I took a class for one semester my senior year in high school. I had an hour I needed to take up, and I took something called word study. And when I arrived in the class, the teacher was horrified. I guess she had looked at my record or something. Word study class was where they put all the dim bulbs for an hour every day. And I was the only smart kid in the class. But I found it was fascinating. Here she was trying to teach kids how to speak and write and use and understand the English language, word study, okay? And I found it very useful, the text. It was basically you were studying Latin and Greek word roots and how they build words from that into English, you know?
That's a very cool thing.
That sounds really fun.
And it was. And
I would be really fascinated with that, too.
Yeah, I dug the heck out of it. Here was this poor teacher, you know, trying to hammer this in these poor kids' heads. And she kind of changed her opinion of me because, you know, instead of why are you here, it's, well, golly, somebody's finally paying attention to me, the teacher.
That's very cool.
That was a cool class.
Wow.
You know a lot of big words. I used to think I had a pretty good vocabulary until I met you. Daryl.
Oh.
And Mark.
Well, thank you.
I ain't got no good English. This shot here, we have this M46, and we also have these other two clusters out here. And another loose cluster here. These are very interesting clusters, you know, just the way they're situated. Again, it's in 3D space, so one could be closer than the other. This may be closer than that one. This one might be much closer than these two. But this cluster is very far away. Anyway, this is indicative of what happens in the galaxy. We have concentrations of hydrogen gas, and stars form all at once in the same local region. So that's why the star cluster components, all these stars in these star clusters, are about the same age, because they're all born around the same time. So when you see a dying star, you say, well, is the rest of these cluster old too? And the answer is no, this is all young stars. So that's how we knew, at least intellectually, that this star was much closer. This star, this star here was much closer than this background cluster, and we subsequently learned that it was, and the distances. So that's kind of interesting how that works out. So I just wanted to mention that to you guys, and now I'm going to take us back to, or not back to, but to something else that I wanted to see. Daryl, do you got anything you want to see, by the way?
Not offhand, no.
All right, let's see. I don't know if this is going to work.
I'm going to have to go here in a little bit.
Okay. All right. I know someone asked for the Andromeda Galaxy before, but we couldn't do it.
It's okay.
All right. Thank you for understanding.
Well, David wanted to see a galaxy. Not David Schmidt, but another David in here.
Okay. So.
I forgot his last name, sorry.
That's all right. And now what I'm going to do is...
Are there any galaxies we can see?
Well, there's always galaxies around here. Let me just check something here. Okay, so this will be alright. So this is going to just be we swung around the top, so this might be alright. Alright, let's just try this. Here we go. I'm going to try to bring us to the Flaming Star Nebula. If you watch the telescope, you'll see it's going to go way up top. And And we got dome. Yeah, so... Okay, so that's not going to work. And I don't want to go out and move the dome because we're actually close to ending tonight. So, what do you want me to end on tonight? Actually, here's what I am going to do. I'm going to show you the shoe buckle cluster, though obviously M35, that we talk about fairly often. I want to show that to you.
You already saw the Christmas tree, right? That would have been a nice one to end on, but...
Yeah, we did, but
Yeah.
we can look at it again, maybe.
Well,
You know me. One more, just one more, just one more, just one more. Okay, so we're going to go down to the shoe buckle cluster now. And let me just make sure we're going to go down the shoe buckle cluster. Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, why is this not going? Okay, we're somewhat... I don't know why it's doing that. Oh boy. Let me try something here. Oh, that's why. Duh. Okay. Now we'll go. Alright, so now we'll get there. Okay, here we go. My mistake. I actually, I had to halt the motion because it was in the middle of a slew loop, and I didn't interrupt it. That's why it wasn't moving. Okay, so I'm just gonna go up here now. This will be measure 35, Daryl, with the big telescope view, the big wide angle view. So we'll see how that looks. It's gonna be pretty too. All right. Okay, here we go. This is only at 8,000, so it's gonna be reasonably dark. Oh, dome's in the way. Just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Yep. That's okay.
That's such a nice cluster, though.
It is, huh? See the M35 with that little one down there? It's NGC... forget his name.
2158? I forget.
Yeah, me too. I forget. Well, we're going to find out right now, because we're going to come down to it. And it is... Daryl's right. 2158. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Oh, I remember that from the other night.
Yeah. Okay, so now... the Christmas tree cluster is down here. And it's higher in the sky right now. So why don't we take a look and see if we can see it. We might end up with some dome in the way, but it's worth moving the dome for that. All right, so let's see if we can see this without any issues. First of all, let me move it down this way. Remember when last time we did this, we had Hubble's Variable Nebula showing up as well.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so I think I gotta keep going.
See, I hear your music in the background again now. It comes and goes, but,
Okay, that's odd.
what is that? Hall of the Mountain King?
Yeah, you know that song. That's Hall of the Mountain King. Of course, you may be listening on YouTube.
No, I have YouTube sound off.
Okay. Okay. Alright. 25,600. Oh no, here we go for 20 seconds on the Christmas tree cluster. If you had to speak, if you had to speak in like the same type of tension as the music, can you imagine that? Oh no, we gotta do the Christmas tree cluster. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be 20 seconds at 20. Oh my gosh, 25,600. Who can stand it? Who can stand that? Oh no. Will it survive? 20 seconds. There it is. Oh. Whoa. Ah. Whoa. Yeah, see? So we have the Christmas tree cluster with its nebulous detail. I think the cave is down here, isn't it? Is that where the cave is? Or is it here?
Hubble's
Yeah, Hubble's
variable,
variable.
a little bit lower right of center.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yep.
Let me see now. We have... Yeah, the Christmas tree, and then the cave is just barely in the view. I think this is it here. Yeah, I think so. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's the Christmas tree cluster. So, I guess I can say Merry Christmas, folks, by showing you the Christmas tree cluster, which was a buy request item from before. And this is what the Christmas tree cluster looks like to the eye, and to the telescope. This is what it looks like. There's gas there. You see the blue? That's reflection nebula. Dust grains that are scattering the blue light of the stars. And then we have some emission nebula there. So it's really pretty. There's some more.
Should mention the tree is upside down.
Yes. It is.
Points at the bottom. The base is the bright star at the top.
Yep. You are exactly.
I suppose James Dugan would see it right side up.
That's right. Exactly so. Okay, I'll take a few of this one. Hey Joanna, how are you? Thanks for coming out. And to those who haven't subscribed yet, please do. I think you'd have a great time coming back, hearing about us. Love to have you. Sorry, that was my program for running the telescope power that seemed to pop up there. What was supposed to come up was this. Oh yeah. That's really pretty. I'm going to take a few of these just so I could capture the enough to stack these for you all, along with Hubble's Variable Nebula. Remember how big Hubble's Variable Nebula is in the 10-inch? It's now this tiny little thing, you can almost miss it. Nice. Okay. All these pictures tonight I will have stacked and processed for you all tomorrow. I will upload last night's shots and tonight's shots on the SkyTour LiveStream Facebook group page, which I look forward to doing for you. I think you guys, deserve that. After all, you're just sticking with me here, and Daryl and Amanda. Oh, look, another satellite. Go figure. Wait, did I get a satellite? Yeah, there it is. See it? There's a satellite. Ah, yes. It happens a lot.
So what if it just keeps getting worse for you? For everybody?
I have an algorithm, like I said, that can remove the satellites from the objects, from the images. It does a comparative view of the previous image versus the current image, and it removes the things that are vastly different from each other.
Yeah.
Which are satellite trails. You know what I wonder? Oh, this is going to definitely ruin that picture. Okay, well now let's just wait a couple minutes. Can I actually see this? Let's go into 4K mode here and increase our and let's see if we can see the satellite moving. Can we see the satellite in here somewhere? Let's see where it is. Say the satellite should be right around here now. So above these two stars. Let's go look. So above there, do we see the satellite moving anywhere?
I don't see it offhand.
Now let's increase the sensitivity a little bit. The satellite should be right around here. If we're going to see it, it's going to be right around here. Okay, I can't see it. Can you see it? You can't see it?
No, not offhand.
Alrighty then. Then let's just bring us back down to reality here. Go back to 25.6. I was trying to see if I could see it to let it get past the nebula.
Yeah. I guess what I was getting at, I mean, it's going to be inescapable one of these days.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I'm back.
Hey, Amanda, welcome back.
Sorry, I ran up to talk to my mom.
Yeah,
Thank you.
There's another one. See, it's right there now.
Yeah.
Another satellite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again.
Get brighter?
It looks like it's a little brighter. I haven't changed anything. I'm still at, well, actually, I should be at 25,600. So it was actually, it is definitely brighter. Because at 25,600, it was that line we saw before. At 20,000, it was brighter. So let's see what's happening. Why would it be brighter? I guess maybe, well, we know why it's going to be brighter, but obviously I wouldn't expect it to be brighter at midnight. But keep in mind that we're seeing these at midnight.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. Yep. That's all right. I can get rid of that.
Huh.
Yeah, these wide field views, they really afford us some beautiful imagery. I'm going to always be here, and you'll see the latest one come in. You'll see that dash move just a few seconds. So it's right here. Watch where it goes after this next shot. There it is. See how it moved?
Yep.
So start up again, and we can follow it again.
If you ever watch the ESO VLT time-lapse video on YouTube.
That's European Southern Observatory, very large telescope.
Yep. Is some beautiful images in that video and really cool crashing music. If you watch really closely, there's one sort of a wide-angle shot where you can see like 4 of the big domes almost in a row. And if you look carefully over the second dome, it's at about the 2-minute mark of the video, if I remember correctly. You will see like 4 or 5 what I assume are geostationary orbit satellites wink in and out of view one at a time.
Yeah.
And they're just like ducks in a row. It just goes, bloop, 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 bloop as each one swings by. Looks really cool.
Yeah, look, we got a faint one right here. That might be a geosynchronous bird. See, this one's going.
If you think this is upsetting, getting so many satellites tonight, think of what Daryl was saying the other day when they're launching like thousands of them up.
Well, yeah, but see, they can fix the problem by just making them made of a darker material. But their solar panels can't really be darker material because even though they are dark, they glint in the sunlight and they reflect a lot of light. Wow. I'm just trying to get enough to make a stack, guys. That's why I'm doing this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see this other one moving away too. Wow, that's crazy. 6. Oh, that's the latest one. Just came in. All right, one more here. One more, and then we'll be done with those.
I'm going to have to call it a night here shortly.
Yeah, me too. So, now thank you, Daryl, for coming along, though.
Oh, sure. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Thanks for putting up with me. Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, because as you know, it's so hard to put up with you. It's so hard to put up with you, Daryl. So very hard. Yeah.
Oh, I don't say enough or I say too much. Mark actually jumped my case, Amanda, for talking too much before you got here.
You were talking too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was interrupting him.
Explain.
Yeah.
Explain.
I kept interrupting what you were saying. You were going off of a script, and I kept breaking into what you were trying to say.
And explain now to Amanda what you're doing.
I don't really remember what I was doing. I was talking too much.
You were not. The fact of the matter was, I had a number of bullet points I wrote on paper. Among them, mentioned Daryl's birthday. And then...
I don't know. Tell me. I forgot.
Okay, well, I
didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove a thing.
I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove a thing.
Okay, Bart. No, I had it on paper to write. I had it written down, and I was leading up to it. And Daryl jumped the gun and said, well, come on, wish me a happy birthday, or something like that.
Sweet.
And I went, Daryl, I have it right here. I was coming to that, you know. And then there was another point I had that he jumped the gun on, too. And I said, I have that, too. It had little bullet points. It wasn't a big deal, but it was very funny.
Oh, great minds think alike, I guess.
I guess that's true. That's right. Or great minds fail miserably together, I guess. You know, I don't know. Okay. right, so yeah, we did that and that.
You haven't been talking much since I got here, Daryl.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I
he's,
guess I
Talk
talked.
too much.
he's intimidated by you.
As if.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just got quiet.
Oh, well,
That's okay.
I hope I'm not too overbearing, barging in and.
Oh my gosh, really?
Not at all. Don't be silly.
Talking about Christmas music and.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a season.
Tis.
Let's see if we can.
Is there a snowball nebula?
A snowball nebula?
Yeah. There's an igloo, isn't there? No, there's an Eskimo.
Yeah, but
There's an Eskimo.
yes.
It's cold, not Christmassy.
Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is I would like to end the evening on this beautiful scene of the Orion Nebula with the Running Man. And then tonight, I will take all these pictures and I will put them all together and take them and stack them and process them and make them available to you tomorrow. And then, of course, send them to Daryl because Daryl doesn't do anything on Facebook. And it's okay.
I wish he'd come to Facebook, but I really can't. I can't justify him coming over. He will probably hate it. There's a lot of interesting people on Facebook.
Well,
That's one way to put it.
if he starts registering an opinion, one way or the other.
There are a lot of opinions. A lot of opinions.
A lot of
on Facebook.
opinionated people, yes.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. This is our final image for the night, guys. This is the beautiful Orion Nebula. I'm actually going to do one more shot here because I want to take us down to make it a little bit better. So I'm going to take us to 8,000 for 64 for 20 seconds. Okay, so now we'll get the final picture of the night. So we're going to see this picture, and you're going to see this view get darker, substantially darker, and you'll see the interior and the colors of the Orion Nebula will pop and be beautiful. But this is the night, the last evening image. It reminds me of Christmas more than any other object in the sky, to be honest with you. Not the Christmas tree cluster, not Charlie Brown's Christmas tree, but this one right here. The Orion Nebula with the Running Man in wide-angle view. This is winter. This is Christmas. With a gift like these nebula to stare at, I can't think of anything that says Merry Christmas more than the Orion Nebula and the Running Man Nebula. So, with that in mind, folks, I want to wish you all a happy, very happy holiday, Merry Christmas. We'll see each other before the new year for sure, because I will stream before then. And
Happy Christmas, everybody.
yes, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. I don't know the difference between merry and happy. I think that they're the same word.
That's my preferred terminology.
It is fine. It is fine.
Same general feeling.
Yep, absolutely. But there it is, guys.
Ho, ho.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Happy holidays if you celebrate, however you celebrate.
Yes.
Happy just past the solstice.
That's right. Happy
Days
post.
will be getting longer. You can celebrate that.
Oh, and my son's birthday was on the solstice.
Yeah.
That's why his middle name is Galileo. Because I think that Galileo is my favorite scientist. Persevered in the face of absolute punishment. And, of course, my favorite reminder of and the most beautiful nebula in the sky is the Orion Nebula. So my other son's middle name is Orion. So I have Hunter Orion, and I have Gabriel Galileo. So that's, an astronomer's kid. What do you expect, right? I've said that before. Anyway, guys, you all have a hugely Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you. And Daryl and I and Amanda will see you on SkyTour Radio on kgraradio.com. I think we're going to do the live show that we were supposed to do last night because I was celebrating Gabe's birthday. We're going to do it this coming weekend, next Sunday. Okay. And that show is going to have a television component. We're going to be doing KGRA Radio TV, so we're going to have visuals. It won't be a live stream with the telescope because I have too much to do running the telescope. However, I will have applications that I'll be running to simulate and show you the different things in space in 3 dimensions that we're talking about. So this weekend we're going to go to all the stars of Orion, and then we're going to put each of those stars where the sun is in our solar system and look at the consequences of how our solar system might have been different with those different stars in place of our sun. And then we're going to take some other stars that we know are out there and replace our sun with them and look at what our solar system would look like. I think the answers and the final realization of what would happen here might surprise you. In any case, from me, I say goodnight and happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And I'm sure Amanda has a message and Daryl has a message, so I will let them give you their messages.
Happy Christmas. Good night, all. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to me. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, that was hilarious. That was very excellent, Daryl. All right, folks.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right,
thank
guys.
you for the support.
Yes, thank you all for being here. We'll see you on the roundabout. We'll see you in, the next clear night. All right. Good night, everybody.